Good night, everyone. I've been rocking to They Not Like Us. They Not Like Us. Now step this way. Step this way. I'm a girl's girl and girly girly, so I don't really listen to male rap all the time. But I'm telling you, this They Not Like Us from Kendrick Lamar is a bang. Anyway, good night, everybody. Welcome to Wednesday, another live show. I know I had one on Monday, and I'm glad I did because there's so much to unpack. So having it in one show is just, way too much. So welcome, 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 welcome. Unfortunately, it seems I have a cold or got a fever or something, from my recent travels. Every time I go outside, I get sick, guys. Oh my gosh, I be a girl that can't mingle, right? So I'm, medicating up at this particular point. So I don't want to make the show too long because my throat is actually hurting me. So I want to be on, and off. I want to make this, a little short and a little spicy, right? For sure. And what we're talking about tonight is, for me, in my opinion, exciting. Right. So I hope guys, I get sick because I don't go out, a lot, right? My days of going out a lot are done. I'm in my I'm anti-age at this particular point, right? So I don't really, mingle. So I find that, every time I go out, I end up, coming back with something. So yeah, I'm not 100%, but yeah, we're here. So as usual, before we get into the spicy tidbits, let me know who is here with me. I have a few things to discuss. We can get into it. Hey, Mari. T not gonna be able to make the live again. But just sending a greeting. What? It's like getting 3 hours. Okay, greeting 3 hours early. Okay. Hey, Damari. As usual, I understand your situation. You're in the UK, so for sure, I appreciate you just popping in. And as usual, you always catch the playback, and I definitely appreciate that. Thank you. Cosmic wisdom. I mean, everyone can dream. I'm not mad at him to speak his intentions or his desires. It's always better to be positive. Is that a dream or an intention? Would you classify what was said as a dream or intention? I don't know. That's I don't think that's what we are seeing here. But anyway, we'll get into it when I get into the Fred Curly section. Yeah, anything is possible, but I won't be holding my breath. Please don't, please don't, cause we're not coming to pick up nobody at all. Hey John D. St. Clair says, what Doha has to do with anything? So the Doha is coming up on Sunday, and we have Shericka and Julian that will be lining up there from a Jamaican perspective. What you mean? What Doha have to do with anything? Hey Sir Mike, what's up? We miss ya. It's only been a couple days, guys. I was on live recently, and the reason why you're not really seeing me on video much, especially doing breakdowns, is because I'm not feeling well. So yeah, I'm saving the energy for the lives because that's the only energy I have. You know what I mean? And then we'll be getting into things. Oh, I got a super chat right off the bat from Diamond. Thank you, I appreciate it. Welcome, 999, 1999. Sorry, I appreciate it. Thank you, girl. Um. So yes, guys, don't be afraid to hit up that super chat or my PayPal. It's open to y'all. Um, hey, Drew Fortis, Drew Fortis. You know, so you're gonna make me on your fight. You come like one of them difficult Monday. I swear to you, Drew Fortis. You're so difficult. But you know what? I'm gonna do it, and you're gonna have to refuse it. You know what I mean? You're gonna have to refuse it because I feel like say yeah, go around me, no Drew. I feel like say yeah, go around me. So you know what? Make me do what me need to do and move on with my life. You know what I mean? Yeah? All right. Okay. Come I don't know why you agree on me. I don't know why you make it seem so hard at all. Onika Green, need to keep the interest peak. No, for sure. From no publicity is bad publicity. So to get, people's tongues wagging and get people talking, sure, I'm all for, cup going out there and just, saying whatever. I'm definitely not against it. But again, I'm a commentator. So when you do those things, I'm gonna do my job and commentate on it. You know what I mean? So he's doing his job by getting us talking and I'm talking, right? So yeah, that's gonna happen. Let's see. Hey, O'Shane, what's up? Hey, Anita, what's up? Yeah, you was out in the night air last weekend. I swear to you. It's like I'm not used to outdoors anymore. Hey Don Dina, what's up? Katie says good night. No coach, what is this? No coaches X live last night. Coaches X didn't do a live last night. I was unaware. Um Feel better Lady TM. I will. Just gotta, take what I need to take. Curly's a madman. Thoughts on Omar McLeod and Brittany Anderson's run today? All right, let me just get the greetings out before I get into anything serious, guys. Um, oh, you're sick. Get well soon. I will. Hask, hey, Hask, what's up? Hey, Keisha, good night. What's up? Hey, Leroy, what's up? Um, I don't think Curly was disrespecting Bolt when he said that, guys. I don't think everything is an automatic disrespect. You know what? The I have different views, based on the whole situation, based on what each athlete said. It's different when I had a different view when what's his name? Noah Lyles said what he said last year versus what Christian Coleman said versus what Fred Curly is saying no. I don't think this has anything to do with Usain Bolt, honestly. But anyway, I didn't even think Usain Bolt when I saw it. But anyway, hey Ali by Nature, what's up? Hey Matt, what's up? It's in Rabat, it's not Doha. Child, I'll be right. You sure not Doha? I have the damn money. It's in my head is spinning. Oh, it's Rabat. No wonder somebody asked me what does have to do with Doha. Come on, ask me say. Let me edit it right now. I swear to you. Let me edit it, child. Cause yeah, this is what happens when you're not 100 enough. All right, so I put Rabbit in the title now. So yeah, um, there we go. There we go. That should be set. Um, thank you again, Diamond. I appreciate it. Do. Wishing you a speedy recovery. Hey, Evertite, Fluffy Evertite. I swear you all on these names. Um, Fred lacks attention and wants. You know what? As you're saying, Fred lacks attention. I'm actually thinking this is an American thing. Americans just seem to love attention because they just be saying the wildest things for us to talk about. But yeah, hey, I'm not mad at it because it gives me something to talk about. You know what I mean? Um, Better don't be sick for trials or Paris. Look here. If it's 1 foot, I'm gonna have to draw myself to trials too. I'm going to trials without a shadow of a doubt. When it comes to Paris, y'all know I will be here. And as usual, I always do something a bit special when I'm covering. Well, I've only ever, to be fair, covered one championships because I've always been demonetized for one reason or another. Right. Well, it's always been the same reason. So this time around though, things are going smoothly so far this year. No monetization issues, no strikes to speak of, thankfully, because I'm learning so much about YouTube as I grow, right? So this year, I think I'm gonna probably do away with the chair, and you guys are probably gonna see a full body me kind of thing, just doing something a little different and exciting for that 1 week of track and field. Then I'm back to my chair, you know what I mean? But anyway, I'm thinking about different things to make it exciting this time around. Oh, it's Shericka and Julian. What did I say? And Genevieve. Genevieve is gonna be there. And Rochelle Burton. Oh, who got it there? Rochelle. Okay. No, I was just focusing on the sprints. We're gonna go through the whole thing, guys. So don't worry. Any Jamaican that's anywhere, I'm gonna be talking about them. Enough more super chats to come. Nationals and Olympics. All right, guys. On a better make sure say on a pocket. On a save, on a save become a day enough now to do. I'm not still not super chat. So if not tell me say on a save it for then. All right, no problem. Not a problem. Um, LOL, been busy, man. Sure. Feel better, T. Thank you. Him will get the world record if him can hire a hurricane behind him. I swear to you. Fred's 200 performance the other day wasn't impressive. 9.58 is in unicorn land for him. So somebody link me and say, um, this is the definition of what I usually say, la la land. Me tell the person said that pass la la land at this particular point. There's a different level of delusion. Um, let's see. I missed the notification, my sister. I don't know, like sometimes YouTube be bugging, but guys, just remember that I'll always be here every Wednesday, and it all depends on how action packed the weekend is. If I'll do a Monday show, but I'm foreseeing that going forward from now till the end of track season, we're going to be seeing an action packed week every week. So just look out for the lives twice a week, Mondays and Wednesdays. Um, hey Veronica, what's up? Coach and Fabian, aka fourth cheerleader, were online. He should be proud of his Julian at this particular point. Doha was last week. Ha ha ha. Yeah. Mina in this world at this particular point. Um the meat is Rabat. Yes, guys, I fixed it. I fixed it. Milas. Curly should have said he would run a PB. Okay, super chats are rolling in. Look, how many people start ask, how many people start do what's that TikTok trend when they said the people them over there start do on TikTok. Um, I don't know what it's called, chat. But anyway, T, did you meet Sha'carri? No, I did not. Incidentally, she was sitting, as I said, directly across from where I was. So no, I did not meet her. Um, don't know why they're making fun of Fred when in fact he is the first for quite a while to run 9-7 and the last. And he did them what back to back, although I don't think he could ever. Okay. Wait, is this another 1999? What going on? Such chat the Diamond. Look here, Diamond rolling through with. I was even confused because I'm like, why is this thing popping up a second time? Thank you, Diamond. Another 1999. You see how she's rolling through, guys? I'm telling you, the appreciation is real, and I appreciate it. Thank you. I appreciate it. Um, let's see here. Where am I in the comment section? Drew boss no, LOL. I don't know why Drew go around me now, but a long time before Drew, I was just waiting for him to tell me to give it to him. But look like him never did I go ask. So I said, you know what? Let me give it to him because I swear to you. Carly should have said he would run a PB next race. I mean, to be fair, a PB would be, a good run still. So I don't necessarily think there's anything wrong with saying if you're putting it that way, PB versus world record at this particular point because we're literally talking next race. You understand what I'm saying? And again, as I said, I'm going to get into it because it don't really make no sense. But before I get into Fred Kerley, because that's a spicy, spicy topic, guys, I want to get into something else, right? I want to talk about Nickisha Price and her honesty. Now, she was on Sportsmax TV. They did an interview with her and they were asking her about the workload. And I found this particular part very, very interesting. And again, I think that a lot of people have a misconception where when they see these athletes running and they're of the belief that, oh, the athlete just wants to run. Remember, at the end of the day, this is the school or the college that is providing them with a scholarship. And again, this is the coaching that's providing you with these opportunities. You're not gonna in your right mind be able to turn down your coach, looking at you and saying, hey, come and run, right? So, she spoke to it and she said, you know what? This season, I believe this was her third. She said 400 meters outdoors, right? But last season, she pointed it out and said she did so much running last year, right? She thought it was way too much last year. And I'm talking about that's the honesty that we need to hear from our athletes. So when commentators like myself and others are pointing out that the athletes are doing too much, then the athletes themselves can come out and say, yeah, we did feel like it too much, Selena, but what kind of choices they have? They still have to do it. And it kind of harpens as well into the 200 meters that she did. She said that she only got the coach at 1 point to win SEC championships. You understand what I'm trying to say? So it's not a case where she needed to run it for herself per se because her pet event is the 4, but because the coach needed points, that is why she ran it. And again, a lot of times you don't hear this honesty coming from these athletes because they shy away from answering these questions. I remember when Akira Nugent was going to Baylor, Baylor had her running the 100 meters and the 100-meter hurdles. Now, if you just look at the events by themselves, you may be thinking, well, that's not much difference between a 100 and a 200, so there should be no issue there. The problem with the 100 meters and the 100-meter hurdles is that they run concurrently, back to back. You don't get no rest in between. Literally, as you come off of the track for the hurdles, you're back on the track for the 100 meters. So there was literally no break in between. And we brought up the issue to, to Akira. Well, not me myself, but I think I remember. I think it was the same. Sportsmax asked her, if she thought she was being overworked. She said, no, 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 I'm fine. Yada, 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 yada. Then shortly after that, she picks up an injury. Okay. Follow the levels. Then no, she transfers to Arkansas the following season. And then she comes out and says, oh, she was being overworked. So I'm saying, and then you all want to drag us under the mud or through the mud when we point out that some of these athletes are really doing too much. You know what I mean? You can look at it and say, hey, so much races back to back to back. And y'all know me. I'm not a fan of doing any kind of double with the 400 meters. The only reason I kind of accept it from a collegiate perspective is because you only have 2 rounds. So instead of like on the world stage where you have 3 rounds, you only have 2 rounds when you get to the championships, right? That's the only reason I don't really make a big fuss about it. But best believe I'm not really a fan of it. I'm not a fan of any kind of double with the 400 meters at all. And it was just interesting to me hearing Nickisha Price, come out and say, yes, she thought she was doing a whole lot last year, but they're managing it, a much more this season. She also did point out that she's kind of injured. I don't want to say injury prone, but she's been carrying an injury for, I guess, from high school days. And she just has to run through the pain. That was pretty interesting to me. And she said that is why her leg is always trapped. Now it's interesting because I don't know if Nickisha is watching, girl. If you're watching, Nickisha, thank you. Thanks for watching. Because I swear I was literally pointing out that Nickisha Price has her leg strapped, and she literally came out and they didn't even ask her about the strapping or anything, and she just came out and said that's the reason why she had her leg strapped. I'm like, okay, girl, thanks for letting me know that's why you have your leg strapped. So again, some of these athletes are carrying injuries, so it's hard to really look on and tolerate from a viewer's perspective, especially when these are your athletes from your own home nation. You want the best for them all the time, and to see them one struggling, not that she was struggling, but there are others out there that struggle from time to time, and then when you voice those opinions, people come down and bash you and say, how dare you say that the athlete wants to run, nothing is wrong with the athlete, when you're vividly looking at it and you're saying that's too much racing. That's way too much races. Or you're injured. You can the athlete sit back a little, take some time to recover? No. Points, 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 points. So I'm saying this to say Arkansas wanted Nickisha Price to run the 200 meters so that they would get the points for the championships. That's the SEC championships, right? I remember Brianna Liston's team had her running the 200 meters so that they'll be, able to get enough points so that they could win the SEC championships. Eventually, LSU won it, but I'm just showing you guys that sometimes there seems to be no consideration for these athletes. So all of you guys want to defend these coaches from time to time. Look here, me not defend a soul. You understand? I only care about the athletes and the athletes' well-being. And if me see something look fishy, then I'm going to talk about it. So I just wanted to point out, the whole Nickisha Price thing and her honesty when she talked about what she has been through and how tough it is as well balancing all that training, because she says she works hard, like it's hard in training, and then to balance the schoolwork, because the coach is like, look here, your lesson have to your grades have to be up. If you want to run, your grades have to be up. You know what I mean? So to balance everything is very, very hard. So yeah, I love their honesty. Definitely love their honesty. I think child, I don't know what the girl name on Sports Max. What's she name? The lady, Mirage, something like that. Her name is. And she said um that Nickisha has this kind of innocence, and I loved it because she really seemed so innocent. Just listening to her speak, and I hope that never changes. You know what I mean? Clearly, she's gonna mature, and she's probably not gonna be that. What appears to be a little girl, even though she's not a little girl. She's 23, right? But she's gonna grow up eventually. But I'm just hoping that that kind of innocence and that honesty that she's willing to share, what she's going through, never changes for her. You know what I mean? But yeah. I just wanted to share that for I just wanted to share that from a Nikisha perspective. But anyway, let's keep going. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Tops. Oh yes, yes. Thanks, Drew. Tops on roses. Ah, I swear to you, these people on TikTok have the weirdest thing. And how do I know about it? Not because I'm on TikTok, because apparently it's become this whole conversation on YouTube. That's how I know about it. Because if it was supposed to go over TikTok, if you know about it, then wouldn't know. I'm sorry. Hey Julius, what's up? Um, if Forge is running 10:01 now this early in the season, do you think he'll run 9:89 come trials and 9:85 come Olympics? I don't want to pinpoint the exact time, or it's difficult to pinpoint the exact time, but based on how he's moving now, I think he has it in him to go sub 9:90. So let's see though. Let's see. And what I appreciate though as well, and I spoke about this on my previous live, was the fact that he ran through the race, because he was recorded as saying in an interview post the race that he wanted to stop because he felt something. And I said that's his mindset, because a lot of the athletes are clearly running with injuries. I just talked about Nickisha Price and saying that she's always in pain and she just has to run through it. You know what I mean? This girl has just dropped almost the fastest time a Jamaican has ever run. And I swear to you, if she didn't slow down, she would be Jamaica's national record holder at this particular point, and yet she's running in pain. You know what I mean? And I'm saying for Julian Ford, this kind of mental, and I think it's mental again, where he keeps, stopping every time he feels something. Brother, most of these athletes out here running are going through something, just run through it. You know what I mean? As long as their leg isn't falling off, you know what I mean? And this is the game. This is the name of the game, right? This is the thing that the athletes have to go through, on a day-to-day basis. Just run through it. And I'm glad he did, because see, I know him line up for Rabat. He's gonna be in Rabat to run. So if it was as bad as he thought in his brain and stopped, then he would not be able to see that he would have been able to take down an Akeem in that moment. Not saying it's gonna always be a thing, because Akeem can always come back and flip the switch on him. You know what I mean? But he wouldn't have been able to see that he would have been able to defeat Akeem Blake at that particular moment, and then head into Rabat with the confidence coming off that particular meeting, right? So again, guys, Julian Ford, in my opinion, did the right thing by not stopping. Right? Yeah. The overwork is real. Yeah, it is. It is. And as someone said, only Flojo world record Fred will be breaking. Kerley is using Noah and Sha'carri strategy. Two boots. To boost. Is that boost his presence in track and field, saying things that might seem controversial. I agree. Freddie's 30, his body does not have it in him. He's 30 already. Wow. News coming based on Nickisha Price and her schoolmates that her school has withdrawn them from the 200-meter event, and uh, and will only be focusing on their individual events. So hallelujah. Thank you, gosh. Because it then don't need to go run. Let me tell you something. You see, when NCAA outdoor championships come, remember that this is just SECs. And they're already, up against it with girls running almost, sub 22. By the time all of these different conferences come together, Big 12, Big 10, Pac 12, Pac 10, Big East, whatever you want to call it, they come together. These are all the best of the best athletes that the NCAA has. And I'm talking about Division 1, Division 2. No care which division you're in, you're going to be running at the NCAA championships, right? It's not a time for them to probably put these girls there, because guess what? They're never going to be able to figure, that fast, at least right now, right in the 200 meters, in my opinion. So good move removing them from the 200 meters. I have to clap that up. Definitely have to clap that up. 9.58 is untouchable at the moment. We need to be for real. T. Nickisha did an interview with Sportsman. Yes, I did watch it, and that's what I was talking about. And as I said, I appreciate her honesty. Some people would have said, no, it was okay, and make it look like said them not race too much. When them know said them coach them have them a race all about the place 100,000 time in a different event all about the place I pop them down. I remember when I talked about, let me tell you who else I pointed out to y'all indoors, and gonna take me on. And shortly after that, the girl pick up one injury. What's her name? What's our long jumper? Right? Smith. Akila Smith. I spoke about her as well. How they have her doing all these events. And shortly after that, she pick up injury. But yet, what I want, drag me when I speak onto these things. Not knowing that the athletes are really and truly doing a lot. They are doing a lot. And just think about the training before they even get to the point where they're running on the track. You know what I mean? It is a lot of work. That was a great interview. She was so honest and really humble. Yes, yes, yes. Both Ricardo and Maria. What did I call her? Mirage. Almost a Nikki. Minaj. No, her last name has something to do with Mirage. I'm sure, because they're Trinidadian. So I know it has something to do with that. Were totally enamored and became new fans of her. Well, um, I'm sure Ricardo was probably a fan before that, but considering that Maria is Trini, then it makes sense. You know what I mean? Really happy for her, and she's so sweet. No, she's a diva, but so sweet. LOL. Oh my gosh, Fred get a taste. A good West and Star trip. Okay. Gatlin was running 9.7 at 38:39. Shillian was at her fastest in her mid to late 30s. 30 isn't old. Well, yeah. As long as you're willing to continue, for sure. Um, we love humble people. I don't know if I want to say I love humble people the way you people are putting it. I love authenticity. So whatever is the authentic, you give it to me. Don't be giving me smiles in my face and then behind my back you have a KNIFE at my back. You know what I mean? Don't do those things. If this is your energy, just show me from day one. And I love people that are real. You know what I mean? And I can spot. Let me tell you something. One thing about me, I can spot fake people a mile away. You know what I mean? So, and I know a few athletes that are very much fake. I probably don't really talk about it, but you can feel the energy and you can feel the fakeness. You know what I mean? So with that said, it doesn't necessarily mean you have to be humble, right? I just want to see the authentic you. Um Mira Ohori is older than Shelley, yet no one talks about that. Well, to be fair, Mira isn't really at her best that she's been in years, so I get why people aren't really talking about her like that, Trevor. Um Love her 40 is looking for real. Yeah, man, he's looking good. I guess because she's not at the top. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's responding to Trevor exactly. Um Shelley Ann Fraser is an anomaly. You don't find people her age at the top of the game. Well, that is also true as well. But you can never really tell who is going to be that athlete that makes it if you give up before you even try. You know what I mean? So it's better to try and then realize that you won't make it than just give up off the bat. You know what I mean? Um, I hope he finishes healthy in Rabat. We'll touch on Rabat shortly. Um, let's take some more of these comments before I touch on Rabat. Ta-ta-ta. Fred just turned 29 last week. Okay, so he's still in 20s. Okay. Ahori just got court divorce 4-1 team to qualify along with Talou. They're both rhetorical um elder state women on that relay team. 30 is the peak. Well, I did hear that 29 was the peak, for sprinting, but I think it all depends on the event because I've noticed that the older you get, especially if you run like the distances like the 400, you seem to get better, the older you get. That's my opinion. King Collins was run up to 41, and I think he ran his PB. Did he run his PB at 40 or something? Or what did he do at 40? I think he did something at 40. I don't remember what he did at 40, but yeah, he was running well up in there too. And this is considered all of track and field, not in general. Um, elder stateswoman. Okay. Fort won't make top three. All right, we'll discuss 14 a little bit. I think it's a little early to make that proclamation. Enough Mirage come from around a West Waterhouse, but they have to be they're Indian because the thing about that name is it's an Indian name. So I'm not saying that they're not Indians in Jamaica. I'm just saying that there are lots of more Indians in Trinidad. Let's put it that way. Um, Gatlin was banned, so was younger in training years versus his peers like Asafa. Oh yeah, and then there's that too. Um, Exactly. Bun them out tea. Melt with melt plastic round here. Fair enough. Yeah, I realized it was a typo. Her full name is Mariah Ramnarak. Oh, she's a Ramnarak. Okay. Child, I guess I'm confusing her last name for Nikki's. I listen to too much Nicki Minaj. I had to Google her Google for the both of us. LOL. No, I know she had some you know, as I said, Indian name. I heard it already. I was just confusing it with something else. Lots of fans going to buy, huh? Lots of fans going to buy a casket, and I don't understand what that mean. Great one. Correct. See, Fred have drinking glass with world record on it. Mirage is an Indian name. Yeah, which is why I was mixing it up, but that's not her name. Her name is Ramnarak. Um, Shelley Justin did well in their 30s because of their mindset. Most athletes lack the psychological drive. I think it just in sport general, it takes strong willpower because remember you're putting your body through a lot. So it takes that willpower to be able to go through that year after year after year. You know what I mean? And stick around. Especially, in some sports where you make a bag. Let's use Usain Bolt as an example. Some of y'all probably don't want to hear it, but he makes that bag and he's like, man, I'm a bounce. Usain Bolt cut. Usain Bolt say, oh, I've made enough money. Bye. See y'all later. Oh my gosh, I'm weak. Um, Supercat's last name is Mirage. Oh yeah. Um, Mirage is not an Indian name. Mirage is though. So what is it? What is the difference between Mirage and Mirage? That is the same thing. Mirage, Mirage. Zebab, that look like the same thing to me. I swear. Just a different spelling. Um, my point is that the track and track and these people are nominally just like the NBA. Robert Parrish was of the Boston Celtics was 42, 41 or 42 when he called it quits. Okay. When I leave Fred alone, I got trouble. No, watch your man. Yes, guys, please hit the like button. Hit the like button. Um Cherokee was running sub 50 in college, but she hasn't run that fast since she turned pro. No, Cherokee has voiced her struggles, guys. It's not easy, making that transition, especially from collegiate, because again, you have a different drive when you're in college. You have your whole teammates, around you, pushing you to be, the best you can be, and even just competition because you're competing against, your fellow athletes, and you're like, okay, I don't want, chick A to beat me, you know what I mean? But it's different now when you're all on your own and you have to motivate yourself to be the best, right? It's not that easy. And she spoke about as well because she was first, she first stayed with Texas A&M, and she spoke about it, and she said that, you know, she didn't feel like the coach had enough time to divert his attention, to her because again, he's still coaching the entire collegiate team, right? So she had to find elsewhere to go. So there are also the struggles of finding a good coach, that will be able to help you, reach your desired goals and dreams, right? So it's never easy, guys. You may look at it from a Jamaican perspective and say, all right, just go on a front or go on a Walcott, go here, go there. But when you're overseas, when you live overseas, it's hard because you literally have to lift your whole life up and move to a whole different state, to find a good coach, right? So it's never easy. And even when you find a coach, sometimes it's not the right coach for you. You have to lift up again and find someplace else. So it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, guys. So give her some time. Definitely. And you know what? Slowly but surely, Cherokee has been dropping those times. I was impressed by her performance again from because you have to take things into perspective. Look at Cherokee from indoors and the Cherokee from the what is it called, the world relays. Two different Cherokees in terms of the speed, right? So again, she's definitely getting there slowly but surely, so give her that time. I went to school with a Mirage. They are Indians. Will you be at Racers Grand Prix or the Jamaican trials? I'm definitely going to the trials. I'm weighing my options as it relates to Racers Grand Prix right now because, and the reason why I'm doing that is, guys, I just realized that when it came to where I was sitting, I don't want to sit there anymore. So for me personally, going to the Jamaica Invitational was a learning experience to figure out, where it best suits me. If I'm gonna be in the stands doing anything, I definitely don't want to be where I was sitting, because as you guys saw in the video footage that I captured of the races, I was being blocked, left, right, and center, right? And I definitely don't want that. So, but the problem I have with the races is all the seats below, because I checked right around the time I was buying the tickets for the Jamaica Invitational. I went all the way over on the racers, because it's the same website. I went over to the racers online tickets, to see if I could get any tickets, and they have the whole section below the part that I would hope to get into, reserved. And I'm like, look here, I'm not going to sit down back which part me used to sit down. So I don't know. Unless I'm going there to interview athletes or whatever, I'll have to figure it out. But I them have the whole of the best seat them reserved. And I can't be bothered with that. I'm too short and I have to be bobbing and weaving. And then when I'm bobbing and weaving, I don't know if you heard in one of the videos, I was blocking the people behind me because I'm like this the whole time. And the people then back of me can't see nothing. So I don't know. I don't know. I have to figure it out. Um, but I'm definitely going to trials for sure. Um, there wasn't anything else for Bolt to accomplish really. No, he could just continue winning. I mean, put that record out of sight. Now we're looking at guys really coming down on the 200 meters. The 200 meters world record, won't live as long as the 100-meter world record, and that's a fact. And part of the reason is because Usain Bolt did both events, back to back at championships. So he was really running the 200 meters on tired legs, right? So to be fair, if he had gotten, the same opportunity, flip the script with the 200-meter first, then that 200-meter would be out of sight. You know what I mean? So he could just continue winning, continue breaking world records. I mean, clearly age doesn't have anything to do with it, because if we look at Shelly has gotten her fastest. You would say, up in her years, right? So that's not a problem. If you're saying, okay, he was running fast from he was 2021, he could still do it maybe in his mid 30s. You know what I mean? But now he's just fat and rich. So oh my gosh, I'm weak. I am weak. Dondina says Mirage, Minaj, Mirage, Mirage. Same thing. I can't. You guys crack me up. Track and field is boring, like what Asafa said, because we are spoiled. Um, we spoiled the world record and retired. Huh? I mean, I understand that we're spoiled because, guys, and this happens in any sport. Once you break certain levels, it's the same thing with basketball. I remember when I used to watch basketball in the early 2000s. Scoring over 100 points was wild. You know what I mean? But now people are just scoring over 100 points like it's nothing. So let's just say, for instance, now the game starts going back to scoring, 80 points, 90 points. People are going to be looking around and saying, well, go on here. So, you know what I mean? That happens in every sport. So don't make it look like, oh, because we experienced a glory period in, for fast sprinting, we don't want to see any normal times, you'd say. But what are we supposed to do? You've already brought us into seeing all this amazingness. Then yeah, we want to see the amazingness continue. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Shericka has definitely been getting better for sure. Juliet Cuthbert said she was big bad boss in NCAA, and in her first circuit race in Europe, she ran dead last. Um, Gerald Miles said to her, "Welcome to the big leagues." Facts. Facts, facts, facts. A lot of people are, take a while to transition, while some people can just do it like this. But you realize it's just a handful of people that are able to just do it like this. You know what I mean? You have to give them some time for sure. Yeah, man, you have to give them time to transition from college, just to figure out one which coach them are gonna go to. Coaching is a big thing, right? Figuring out how you're gonna be situated is the biggest thing for these athletes, and then we can move from there. You know what I mean? Um, Mirage is a Jamaican Indian name. That last name was given to the Indians who came from a certain region in India, who came without names. The spelling varied over time. Oh, I see. But anyway, it's still connected to the Indians. That's the whole point I was trying to make. When I hear those type of names, I just think Indian immediately. Um, T, you looked good though. I liked the outfit. Dandino, I've been asking from Monday. How is it that people are seeing me and I can't see myself? Can you send me the link of where you people saw me, please? And so I can see it. I would appreciate it. I would appreciate it. You're going to trial, so does this mean there will be no live? Um, how many days is trials again? Trials is a few days, right? I definitely will be there for the 100-meter finals day. Yeah. Um, I don't think I'll be there for the last day, probably. Um, I don't know. I have to figure it out. I'm not even sure how many days I'll be there for, to be fair, right? But if I'm not going to be there all days, you'll get some live, and for sure, I know I'll be there for the 100 meters. The Atlanta City Games is this week. No, it's next week. Atlanta City Games is next week, guys. I think. Let me double check. Atlanta, because I know I checked it. Atlanta City Games 2024. May 18. Are this a week? Yeah? What the football can go on so? So we're stay from us in next week. What is the other one that's coming up on Friday? There's another one that's on Friday. That one is the look here. Me not lose my mind, you know. Come know, so me check them something, you know. And you see it though, I checked the schedule. I'm so glad you pointed this out to me because I'd be sitting here like an idiot saying it's next week is the Atlanta City Games. I'm sure I looked this up, Robert, but I don't see it. Atlanta City Games. So the Los Angeles Grand Prix is on Friday, right? That's the 17th. That's the one that I know about. But it look like so them not have the Atlanta City Games on this year schedule. That's why I not see it. That's why I tell myself says next week. Have mercy. My heartstring. All right, guys, I'm gonna have to do a preview of that because I'm excited for that. So I think I'm probably gonna do an individual video. I'm gonna drop that because I'm very excited for Oblique Seville taking to the track there. I don't like the track. I talked about it. I hate the track. I hate the track. Y'all are not gonna get me to like the track. The athletes look like they're falling over and they never seem to be able to get their best run in ever. So me hate that track there, but it is what it is. Let's see. Um See you at trials, T. All right, Errol. Make sure some soon, you know. Make sure some soon. Make sure. Um, trials is Thursday to Sunday. So that means the 100 meters is on Friday. Is that right? Because then they have to have the 200 meters and then the finals, yeah? So y'all will see me there on Friday for sure. But I may have to plan for the whole weekend. You know what I mean? Probably just stay there, get a room, stay there, and I'll just record from out of that place, wherever that is. So yeah. Um Adidas is this week. I don't may realize. I don't know why I was telling myself it was next week. Somebody posted a pic of you and them on Twitter. LOL. I'll send it to you on IG. Send me the link that I want to see. Come on, see the comment them. Cause una think una go stay there drag me through the webs. Or not dragging me through the webs. The So how come I can't find me and people can find me on Twitter? On Twitter, how that makes sense? Like, what did they put in the description when they put a picture of you? They don't use your name or your or what you're affiliated with. I don't know. Like, I've never seen anybody post anything about me online, and people are always sending me stuff about me that people are posting. That's the weirdest thing. Yes, I saw that. They said they were going to include Sha'carri in it. Oh, Shericka is also included. Oh, that's good then. But I definitely saw that Sha'carri is in it. So, yeah. All right, guys. So I touched on Nickisha. I touched on, well, that's the only thing I touched on apparently. All right, let's move on. Let's jump into some spicy tea, right? So Oral Tracy did a video saying, I will see how it out for Oral Tracy. Right? That Sha'carri was in the bleachers, and that just goes to show you that how much of a down to earth person she is, and to be mingling against, I guess, the plebeians of society, and not be up into the stands with all the creme de la creme, right? And I kind of looked at that, and I'm not saying that possibly it wouldn't be her personality to be in the stands with the regular folk, because I've seen her interacting already with her fans and her supporters. She does those meet and greets from time to time, you know what I mean? So I definitely think it's her personality, to mingle with supporters. But in this particular moment, that's not what Shakira was doing. That is not what Shakira was doing. Shakira was hiding. You know what I mean? So stop the cap. That's what she was doing out there in Jamaica. That's why she was hiding over there in the stands. I got word from way before, that Shakira was in town, and they spotted her, and she was just bobbing and weaving and ducking and covering up and hiding herself. You know what I mean? And everybody's looking at her and they're like, you do know that we can see you, right? We can see you. Why are you hiding? We know why you're here. We know who you're here to support. You don't need to be hiding, you know what I mean? Because news is going to get out anyway. So it seems as though eventually news got out that she was, in the stands, like everybody didn't already know. You know what I mean? And I think that's probably why the Jamaicans responded the way they did, because people kind of didn't know that she was here, and everybody's like, so why is she over there hiding? Like, you don't need to be hiding. So anyway, long story short is, we all know why Shakira was here, and Shakira was in the stands actually hiding, right? And if y'all don't believe me, when they announced the fact that Shakira was in the stands, right, because she thought, I guess, that the Jamaicans were gonna crowd her now or rush her, she decided to run away. Now you tell me, if this was a person that was does wanted, as they say, to be amongst, the regular folk, why would they be running away as soon as they were spotted? Right now, this is Shakira running away as soon as they called her, into the stands. Shortly after. Let me share my screen. No, actually, I have to add it. I think. What do I do again? I think I have to add it. Oh, this is her running away.
10.94 seconds.
Let me. Oh, I can't mute it because you won't be able to hear anyway.
And 10.94 seconds personal best. Olympic 4x1 gold medalist, world under 20 sprint double gold medalist, and 2 times world championship 4x1 silver from Jamaica.
So right after she's announced to be here, and she waves, to the camera that picks her up, I guess, on TV. You know what I mean? She bolts. Right after that, she literally bolt, literally right after that. So no, she wasn't sitting with the regular folk because she wanted to sit with regular folk. She was sitting with the regular folk because she was hiding. You know what I mean? She didn't want nobody to know that she was there, but everybody knew she was there. Everybody knew she was there from way before. You know what I mean? It's like, come on, this is Jamaica. Jamaica is very small, and Jamaicans know everybody. You know what I mean? One person spot you, and everybody knows you're there. So if I knew you were there, really, don't you think everybody else knew you were there? You know what I mean? But anyway, she claims that she did that hide. She failed at that, clearly. But I just wanted, the kind of narrative that I heard where, oh, Shakiri wanted to be amongst the regular people and hang out with them, and it just goes to show you that she's down to earth and whatever. Okay. Shakira maybe down to earth, but Shakira hype. Shakira is very, very hype. You know what I mean? She's that girl. She's the it girl. You know what I mean? So don't make it look like she's not. She is. You know what I mean? But I will give it to her that I love how she interacts. With regular people. She stands. Takes pictures, and she smiles, and she laughs, and she hugs. You know what I mean? So she's definitely warm and welcoming. From that perspective, so I'll definitely give it to her. But that wasn't what was happening in Jamaica, right? So yeah, I'm just saying. Anyway, that was just a quick little spicy tidbit on Shakiri that I wanted to clear up, because it seems as though The conversation swirling around, I guess Jamaica, is that something else was going on when the whole world knows I had. She didn't hide. And another thing too, what is Sha'carri doing in Jamaica when Sha'carri supposed Thatchering? I'm just saying, guys. I'm just wondering how does Sha'carri find time to be doing all these things? You know what I mean? Will Sha'carri be ready for the USA trials, the USA what the name championships? Would she be ready? That's a good question because she seems to find time to do everything else. I stopped watching basketball for years now. I'm excited for Seville, for sure. Hard as that trials will be wild. Yes, I think. Well, I think it's going to be tighter from the female perspective versus the male perspective. I think there are much more women that are running fast than there are from men. I think as long as Hands of Parchment comes out, as long as Rashid comes out, and they're not hurt. Um, as a matter of fact, I'll go as far as saying as long as they're in 13-1 shape and below, then they make the team. The only person that I could see challenging is a what's his name from Elite. His name is slipping me, but he's the only one that I could see challenging that 13-1 right now, and probably upsetting some folks. But in my opinion, as long as Omar opened up with 13-3, I mean, come on, that just goes to show you his caliber. You know what I mean? More races, once he gets more races in, then for sure he'll be back to his phenomenal best. Hans is our fastest right now with a 12 point, not a 12, a 13.26, right? So he'll be in the conversation for sure. And again, because I haven't seen Rashid Broadway, but I'm trusting the process, right? I've seen Ronaldo Walcott being have the ability to get athletes to come out really fast. So there's some place secretly training. You know what I mean? We're just not seeing them, but I believe that when they touch out, the same thing for Shelly. I've seen him do it for Shelly, right? And I'm hoping that's going to be the same thing for Elaine as well. When they do touch to the track, best believe they're coming out in pink, spanking shape. They're ready to spank some asses when they touch out. You know what I mean? So I'm expecting, that from those particular athletes. So the only one I see, what's his name from Elite? Gosh, and he's the one that tripped over the hurdle last year. Well, not tripped over the hurdle, but messed up his hurdling, and Orlando Bennett beat him, and he would have been in one of those top three spots for the third spot actually at trials. But anyway, his name is slipping me right now. But he's the only one that I'm thinking could possibly sneak in. But I think it's gonna be easy for the men. Easier for the men, that is, to make the team. For the women, no, gosh, it's so many people that are good right now. Of course, we're looking at the best so far, Daniel and Akira, right? I haven't seen Karika Hill. She's another one that will sneak in and sneak a surprise. And I was expecting that from last year. So worse this year. You know what I mean? There's Megan Tapper that my sister keeps hounding on me for years now, which has finally been ingrained in my brain. Never count out Megan. She has this ability to always win national championships as well. So there's that. So Megan. So those are the oh, plus yeah, Brittany, sorry, it has returned. So those are just five people that I've mentioned. You know what I mean? Then now you have to look at the people that are coming up, the up and coming athletes as well. So there's a lot from a female perspective to expect in the hurdles, but I'm here for it. You know what I mean? And again, at the end of the day, guys, they're all Jamaican. So whoever makes it, they get my support, and I'll be cheering them on and wishing them the best once they head on to the Olympic Games. Um, if you send me the link, guys, I'll work with the link. You know what I mean? Thank you. I appreciate it. It's just that I can't find myself on Twitter. It's the weirdest thing. I can't find anything on Twitter. People are always sending me stuff about me on Twitter, but I can't seem to find me on Twitter. If I search TXT Track Time, all I see is the things I post. I don't know if I have to search on a different account or what, but I can't see me. So I don't know. um yes, Laz is gonna be streaming on his channel. Okay. I guess it doesn't have any Proper streaming. I hope they start early this time though. I swear to you, cause last time it was streaming on somebody else's channel. I never did think it gonna stream again to how long it takes. So I don't know. Let's see. J3A should dub our trials mini Olympics and make it into a spectacular affair. Then what the USA would not call for them? LA Grand Prix, Brianna runs. Take pics with the big three, please. Um, when is the JA trials? Last part of next month. June 3, I know June 3. Where you talk about June? Let me tell you the exact date. It comes up. Okay, we're in June. Okay, so it's June 27 to June 30. Okay, thank you, Dondino. I appreciate it. Um, where am I? Yes, Sunday is the next Diamond League. Um, well, I can't make sure tricky. Look, like nobody never tell him so she did there, hide. See, an author made a post saying it includes Olympic athletes and have Sha'carri know as an Olympic athlete. Me really know like uh and you see when they mislead the public so and then Americans are gonna be walking up and down calling her an Olympic athlete and she never got it yet. But anyway, it is what it is. Um I can see why she ran. Not everyone is her biggest fan. Let me tell you something about Jamaicans, Matt. Jamaicans not going to do a thing. So if she ran because she thought Jamaicans were going to probably do something to her, oh hell no. You know what I mean? Jamaicans weren't going to do anything to her. Even when I was in this in the stadium, and even when she was being announced, I didn't see anybody flocking over there. It was the same people that were always over there were the same people over there. You know what I mean? So yeah. Oh, Keisha, you heard when the announcer said that? Oh my gosh, I had to laugh. I had to laugh when they said that. I swear. Yeah, Tyler Mason. Thank you for reminding me. Tyler Mason. He's the one that I'm looking out for. That could possibly upset the three that may make it. So my three in my brain right now is Omar McLeod, Hansa Parchment, Rashid Broadbell. You know, providing that they get into 13-1 shape or faster, then I have them making the team. Yeah. But there's one person that I think that can be 13-1 and faster too, and that is Tyler Mason. Seems that there's a fire someplace in my community, guys, because there's a fire truck driving through. I'm hoping that everybody's okay. Um, it's going back down now, so I guess there's no fire or no emergency. I hope. Um, so what was I saying? Yeah, Tyler Mason, based on last season, how he ran, I believe he could have gone 13-1 and faster. What was his personal best? 13-1 something. I mean, when I say 13-1, guys, I'm talking about 13-1-0, right? So, with that said, this season, though, I believe he can do that. So, if there's anybody that could possibly upset, the field, it would be Tyler Mason. Um, she soon start training with Frono. Not at all. Friend are loyal to Jamaica, Friend are very loyal to Jamaica. Oh Lord. Hi Taekwondo Tracy, good night. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Oh yeah, Malik. Malik. I liked Malik. Malik looked awesome over the weekend, that 400-meter hurdles. And as I said, Based on what I saw from that run, 47 is right around the corner. 47 is definitely right around the corner, and 47 is probably coming at trials. Let's see. And right now, to how things are going in the hurdles, we need these guys to step it up, because right now it look like a 46 is the thing now. If you're now got 40, we're not even getting into 45. We're now going into the mind blowing, you know, runs that Warhome be doing, right? But 46 looks like, what's going to become the standard pretty soon. So we have to, jump. We're already on the back foot, right? When it comes to the hurdles. So those two guys, Rashawn and Malik, look like our strongest bets, for sure. Look here, Jordan, don't start me up tonight. Not tonight. Um, they should pay us at our trials, just like how the USA and the other athletes, they're paid. Oh, they're paid. I actually didn't know they were paid. Well, guess what, guys? Um, you know what? I find it interesting that over the years, there've always been these pay concerns for athletes, right? And their performances. And it's interesting to me that the J3s on numerous occasions, have turned down potential contracts from sponsors that would be able to suitably pay our athletes, when they're performing at our national championships and the like, when they go to world relays, just wherever they go. Because separate and apart from, you medaling and your kid sponsor gives you money, or World Athletics pays you, the Americans are also getting paid from the Nike contract that supports USATF, right? So with that said, I've always wondered, why is it that they keep turning down these contracts that are would allow our athletes to get paid, or be paid, right? So here Taekwondo bringing up the fact that the athletes should be paid, just like how the USA athletes are paid. One, I didn't even realize that they were paid for running at their trials, right? So that's interesting to me. But two, again, it brings back and highlights the fact that what are going with that Puma contract there over the years. Don't get me wrong, I'm a lover of the Puma brand and everything, but me really, I wonder what going with the Puma contract there, because what's going on in terms of brand Jamaica. Brand Jamaica is one of the biggest brands in the world for track and field. There's no way our athletes should not be able to get paid based on that contract, because, as far as I'm concerned, they should be able to make back the money. You know what I mean? Just off brand Jamaica alone, right? So, with that said, something not right in the buttermilk. Something is not right in the buttermilk, and the powers that be that are listening, that are secretly listening to TXC Track Time, do something about it, because our athletes need to be earning. Need to be earning for sure. I don't know that America does that, as I'm saying, but guess what? If it's a standard for a major power in track and field, Jamaica is a major power in track and field. So it should be a standard for us. You understand what I'm saying? I'm tired of us, our athletes, not getting their just desserts. Like, to me, it doesn't make any sense. They should get paid. That's why they can't demand anyone to turn up at the World Relays. And that is part of the reason why I'm saying that they're inept, because they should be sourcing contracts for big brand Jamaica to ensure that the athletes are well taken care of. And they keep turning down said contracts. And I'm wondering why. What is going on here? What kind of secret them have for we that we can't move on with your life? You know what I mean? And don't get me wrong, I love Puma. As I said, I've loved them over the years. Loved how they've represented, I suppose, brand Jamaica from the surface, but that's just the surface. We don't know what's happening behind closed doors, and it's a behind closed doors thing now that we need to sort out the money. Slowly looks promising. Yes, she does. But guys, the thing about heralding slowly as the next thing for me in my brain, I've been hearing that a while for a few other athletes. You know what I mean? So I don't really want to jump the gun with slowly. I see the performance, I appreciate the performance, and I'm just waiting to see how better it will get. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna be jumping the gun, because I've heard that for a few other athletes, and they seem to be going back ways at this particular point, and I'm wondering what's going on, because I did hear a few years ago that you know what was her name? Shakura Wallace was the next one up. I remember when she was coming through. She was the next one up. I haven't seen it yet, for sure. So for me personally, it's just a wait and see. You know what I mean? For me, it's a wait and see. Let's see if she'll be able to make it. I have no problems if she does, but I'm just waiting and seeing. Um, see. When are they going to remove self-serving Maurice Wilson from the selection process? As you mentioned that, the Dale Trace had the audacity to come out and say that they're waiting for news on the ground before they can further comment on what happened at the world release, but they were hampered by some late withdrawals from athletes. So I say, what the late withdrawals them have to do with the readiness of our athletes to perform at the world release? What that have to do with the people that might withdraw? If they didn't, if Akeem didn't withdraw, if Kemba didn't withdraw, if whoever didn't withdraw, would that change the fact that they would not be prepared to run at the world release? And who from the 400-meter team withdrew? And last time I checked, nobody didn't withdraw. Now I was hearing that a few other persons were interested, and to go to the world relays from a 400-meter perspective, and they weren't accepted, right? And that is interesting to me. But I still hold the view that when I look at the 400-meter team, right, and that you guys know I've been talking of the collegiates, right? I've been looking at some of our best collegiate, runners, and I don't know, they don't look like they're in the coming off indoors. The performances that I was expecting to see them do outdoors, I haven't seen it yet. It was bad to the point, and I don't want to say bad, but it was shocking to the point for me where even when I looked at the SEC championships, like we didn't have anybody make it through to the finals, and that was surprising for me because that's where we have some of our best 400-meter athletes. So as far as I'm concerned, based on who was sent from a 400-meter perspective, that was who we had. Right now, when it comes to the sprints, again, and this is where we talk about the technicality now of running a relay, not just who runs on which leg, but the baton going around, as fast as it should go around and not slowing down. What did the withdrawals have to do with that? Would the athletes have been more prepared if Akeem didn't pull out, if Kem Daba didn't pull out? No. So I don't know what they're talking about. Like people keep asking them why the athletes are not being prepared, and they're finding every other thing to talk about. Or as a matter of fact, talk about nothing because he really said nothing. He just said hampered by some late withdrawals, and they're waiting on word from the management team on the ground. So they don't say nothing. No, nothing. So it kind of reminds me of last year when the whole shebang went down. We didn't hear nothing, just some random circle talk, going around in circle over and over again, really telling us nothing and answering for nothing and being accountable for nothing. And here we have them again being accountable for nothing. When I heard that interview or that press release, I said, "What is this?" That press release was nothing, absolutely nothing. I saw something about Jail Hyde. I don't want to miss it. Where was it? I missed it. Uh, The most impressive thing at this weekend track meet was the 1757 meters done by Jadon Hibbert. No, well, there in the wind for sure. I would say it was impressive, but I don't want to say that was the only thing that was impressive. There are quite a few things that impressed me. The women's 100-meter hurdles was good for me. It showed me again a few things that I wanted to confirm and reaffirm for myself, especially when it came to Danielle Williams. Though she was second, I liked what I saw here more than I saw in China. I believe China was the last place she was at. Whatever, what are other events? The 100 meters for me was clearly eye opening. Maybe not as impressive when you factor the times, but just the athletes coming through for me. So athletes, probably, finally living up to expectations, or, an athlete like a slowly that is coming through. So even though, again, that you look at it from a global perspective and say, oh, the times weren't impressive, you have to take things into consideration. Who is running? What has been happening? Where are they in their career, and use those things as your base. So for me, that was impressive, right? What else? The 200 meters didn't have nothing to do with no Jamaican. Well, and not to say that Jamaicans weren't in it, but you know what I mean. Oh, oh, I liked Ashanti Moore's first run. I think that was her first 200 meters of the season. 23 seconds on the nose. I think that's probably her fastest opener, right? So that for me was a good run. Um, what else was there? The 400-meter hurdles. Oh my gosh, 400-meter hurdles. Rochelle Clayton. How did you guys not think that was impressive? Also, the same Malik James King. Impressive, right? And I see improvements from the men in the 400 meters as well. We see Antonio Watson. I talked about it. He would be running faster and faster the more races he runs, and we literally saw him shave over a second off his opening run, I would say, right? So again, guys, we have to put things into perspective before we just randomly say, oh, nothing was impressive. Put things into perspective. That's what I would say. And rate each athlete based on the expectation, and not just randomly, put them up against the best in the world because you want to put them against the best in the world. We can't look at us slowly that has made such a massive breakthrough, you know, and say, oh, it wasn't impressive because she wasn't running 10-6. Like, come on, guys, that was impressive for her for sure. Um, Okay, so that was Jahil's fastest season opener, so look out for him as well. All right, so thanks for letting me know because I didn't realize that it was his fastest season opener. All right, this is where I've struggled Taekwondo Tracy with and I've said it multiple times on this channel as well. When it comes to Jahil Hyde, over the years, I don't think it's an issue where he's not fast enough. I think technically he hasn't changed over the years. So when I look at him executing the 400-meter hurdles over the years, I've wanted him to get better technically, and it has not changed. And he seems to be hurdling the same way he used to hurdle in high school, which, to be fair, is not going to take him to the heights that he needs to get to, that I think he can actually get to, but the hurdling technique just has to be corrected, and I think that is what is holding him back. So until I see him, correct those things, honestly, I don't know if he'll be able to get to the heights that I think he could possibly get to. Maybe it will happen, because you never know, but I'm just telling you my mindset, why I'm thinking, okay, maybe these younger guys like a Rashawn and a Malik will be the ones that will be able to take the hurdles to a next level, the 400-meter hurdles, that is, to a next level. um because they don't want anyone inside the circle that isn't with their agenda. So, right, but if you look at the J3s, all these people in it are affiliated with each other, going by school. Well, interestingly, Coach Casey Graham was on Coach's Desk the other night, and he talked about everybody being affiliated with Casey. I was like, for a Casey man to say that was shocking. You know what I mean? For sure. But yeah, something right. Something is not right there. How can our athletes be underpaid to such an extent while you're managing big brand Jamaica? That not make no sense. This is where everybody wants to come, be a part of the fun, the everything that's Jamaican. You know what I mean? And you're trying to tell me that you cannot market this big ass product to the world in track and field, where the athletes are already putting you one step ahead? That doesn't make no sense to me. They don't want anyone to tell them what to do with money. They want people to just give them the money and don't ask any questions. Oh, it's a government thing. That's how the government are run to, the government doesn't take the money them and do what they want to do with them. Everything there's a donation for everything, and yet nothing can get done. I've never seen Jamaica so run down in my life. Yet apparently this is the best Jamaica has ever been. Look here, you can't afford to go to the supermarket. You cannot eat in Jamaica. I swear to you, you cannot eat here. I don't know how I'm fat. but you cannot eat here. The USA trials pays from first place to eighth place. Um, Same nonsense your chronicle does here happen at the world relays. Look here, guys. I've been speaking on these relays from this channel started, and nobody has been listening to me. And I'm just watching things just fall apart in everybody's face. And then finally, other people are coming and saying, "Yes, they notice an issue." I've been talking about this forever. Because guess what, guys? Unlike some, I'm not gonna make it look like the issue just started today. It wasn't a today issue. We noticed this long time, right? And it needed to be fixed a long time ago. You understand what I'm saying? So, uh Wilson will never be removed. J3S is ruined by him and his friends. Oh Lord. The leadership can always claim to not have money and everyone just believes them. The athletes aren't getting paid because J3 is taking the money. No, but you really have to ask the questions. These questions need to be answered at this particular point because for Brand Jamaica to be ranked, and let me throw in one, powerhouse maybe from, you know, Africa. Let me say probably Kenya, right? Kenya or Ethiopia. You can do, vice versa. But Jamaica is always ranked, you'd say top three in the world in track and field. Yeah? How is it that this big brand cannot carry its weight when the athletes are already, as I said, doing all the work? And then on top of it, what makes it worse is the fact that there are people coming with money to give the athletes and you're turning them away. Like that don't make no sense. That means that you already have the money, but as Taekwondo say, yeah, hide it off. Because that particular contract does not stipulate the athletes being paid. You understand what I'm trying to say? So now we have something in writing that goes athletes want to whatever paid whatever based on their performance. So we can't siphon off that because that sit down in a paper and in a writing so that happy happen. So it's not that they don't have the money or not getting the money, but not apparently is in writing to say you need to hand it over to the athlete. So guess what? We can do whatever we want. I see. Well, guess what? I want to see how them going to answer to Jamaica with the Adidas contract. I'm glad to find out about the Adidas contract then. Because there's no way Puma would be able to retain the contract that they have with Jamaica if they do not match or better what Adidas came with. You understand what I'm saying? And they'll have to prove that Puma matched it or bettered it, or all hell go broke loose, as far as I'm concerned, because they now cover this up. Well, as long as TXC track time exists, they're not cover it up. Remember, they said they will be doing a track and field series about some of the top athletes behind the scenes. Yeah, but it seemed to be focused, mainly around some of the Americans and the British athletes. But it seems as though more and more athletes, as time is passing, are getting on board. So that's good. Um, I don't know, let's wait and see, guys, because I mean, I don't really know about a Netflix series here. Sometimes these things are a way to use people, guys, to be fair. You know what I mean? And the athletes don't get their just due at the end of the day. So I'm gonna wait and see, and I'm gonna reserve my opinion until everything I hear, everything what's working out on the back end, making sure the athletes are properly compensated. From this, because what's the point of having having the athletes on this if they're not going to be compensated? Is this free work? I mean, I know just for promotion. Me no know. So anyway, as I said, I'm reserving my comment. Um, how does touring work? Where do the athletes stay in between tours? You return to Jamaica and go back. How is it? How is jet lag treated? I think the athletes have to go back. I think you're just there in whichever country for a few days, and you're back in your home island, and then you get off again. The only way you'd probably stay over is like if you remember in China recently, you had two meets in China back to back. You know what I mean? Then that's how you'd stay. Or if you're like MVP and you can afford it, right? They have their Europe base. I think Elite has it too. You know, you just stay in Europe someplace and you just go back and forth between whichever cities or country, you know what I mean, but you pretty much have to return home. And I think each athlete just deals with jet lag different. No athlete is the same. Some people can manage, some people can't. Um, Elaine, I'm a girl, but I can't take that stingy man sex. What? That singy Manchester accent, LOL. So is it the same singy Manchester accent I have? um, that's a question for taekwondo. No, I know it was a question for taekwondo. I did see when you put taekwondo there. Um, well, Brand Jamaica, as you said, is known globally. However, there needs to be some international accreditation, broadcast media outlet, actual streaming local Jamaican track events. Well, we do have people out here streaming, our local events, TVJ streams, so Sportsmax, all of these media houses, stream from time to time. It's different also in America. Some of the meets, depending on the level of the meet, they don't have a broadcaster carrying it. So I don't want to say Jamaica is, the oddball out when the same thing is happening in the USA. Look at the first meet there that we could barely see. You know what I mean? So Jamaica is not the only one that is struggling with that, and I don't think that has anything to do with um brand Jamaica per se, because again, the athletes themselves have already, globally, brought attention to Jamaica. And all you have to do now is get your marketing team and push that. It's that they can't even do that, right? I don't know. Morrison accept them because most of the relay runners were from his club. J3S is corrupt, but you need to move smart. You cannot go around making enemies. Yes, which is why we're always going to be in our problem, in this problem, because everybody's afraid to make enemies. Just because you want to stand up for your rights, apparently you're making an enemy. I'm not making enemies with anybody. Listen, this platform here is not to make enemies with anybody. It is to ask the questions and get proper answers. Um, and also have a lot of transparency. I think there's a lack of transparency in our sport. And a lot of things that go unaccounted for, people are not held accountable for, right? And a lot of failures again that our team has suffered, over the years, that nobody answers for. And remember, at the end of the day, these athletes are professional athletes that train elsewhere. Your only job is to ensure that everything goes right with them on the ground, and even that you can't manage to do. Something isn't right there. And when people ask for accountability, because that is the only thing that you have to do. You're not preparing the athletes to run. They are turn up there ready to run. You know what I mean? Are ready to perform. You have to do everything else in terms of making sure that the team is structured the way they're supposed to be structured. We're using the best available team to us as well. Those type of things. Why can't those things be done? That which is supposed to be easy peasy, 1 2 3. You should not be a technical director and running a club. I said this last year. I said you cannot be a technical director and running a club. Eh, Tory whatever sorry, Tory whatever will not be heard from again. Huh? 22.93 for the win. Was it 93 or was it 96? Whatever. For the win is not exactly elite when you can basically. All right, guys. Again, it's elite for Tori. Think about Tori's age. Think about where she's coming from in terms of times. Then you can say that's why I keep telling you guys. I don't know if you guys notice, but for me personally, when it comes to athletes, and that's why I can enjoy an athlete running 11 seconds, and I can also enjoy an athlete running 10 6, 10 10 7. You know what I mean? Because I separate every athlete and I have different expectations for everybody. So you can see me celebrate an 11-second run in the same way, exhilarated, the same way you see me, celebrate a 10 6 run. You know what I mean? So for a Tory, that was a great run and a great win. Give Tori her time as well to transition into her professional career. It was my first time hearing about her. I haven't researched her, so I don't know, her times or anything, but she's very young. So she has a lot more time left in the sport to be a better version of herself. I can't believe you're saying that we'll never hear from her again. That doesn't even make any sense. Um Peyton did her thing. Yeah, for sure. Um Crystal slowly impresses me. Her progression reminds me of Elaine's 2013 to 2014 progression. Yeah, I did compare it to Elaine. Personally, when I looked at it, but again, it's left to be seen for sure. So I'm waiting and seeing. You know what I mean? Um, the majority of the Jamaican officials aren't serious about the release because they don't fully understand. Um, Where am I? Because they don't fully understand the makeup of relays such as zone placements, etc. And that's an issue I had as well, the way the USA does. And that's an issue I've had over the years with Elaine. I remember a lot of people were complaining and saying that Elaine keeps running and leaving the button. And I said that they're not placing Elaine properly in the zone. But again, when I pointed this out to y'all tear me down. Go back interestingly and watch USA team at the World Relays and watch them in the zone. Just watch their zonal work. You know what I mean? I don't see no Jamaican team using the zone as well as the USA team uses the zone. Um, you see how big their belly is, a bunch of greedy. They invest nothing in proper marketing. Nothing at all. Them not invest in a marketing because it's interesting. There's no way the athletes are literally, bringing Jamaica to the world with all this glory and honor, and you can't market Jamaica no better than that. Nothing at all, and you can do. No, sir. Mm-mm. Some of these old people have to go. I don't know if it's because they're old and back at water and back at wall and don't know nothing about social media, maybe, or don't really like social media like myself. I'm not sure, but something need to change. Why do I need to chill out biggie music? It is so good that we got to see what the Adidas deal entailed. Exactly. Now the J3s have to answer the questions if they don't accept the deal, right? Because if you're getting a deal that makes sure that the athletes get paid, why are you not going to take a deal that ensures that the athletes get paid when you're supposed to be for the athletes? That is the thing. That is the thing. And as I'm saying, anyhow, whenever the Puma deal expire, we just continue with Puma without hearing nothing. Remember, say TXC track time tell you say all hell go broke loose Panda channel yeah. Cause me want the questions answered. Because Puma cannot come with a better deal and the athlete them still not get the money. Something right there so. Nobody is held accountable, therefore nothing will be done. People need to protest and stop talking. We stand up, reform and change will come. Yeah, that's my thing. So that's why when I don't remember who said it. Somebody said earlier that we need to not be making enemies. Standing up for your rights doesn't mean you're making enemies. You know what I mean? We should be this is a free country, right? We should feel free to stand up for our rights without feeling that something is going to happen at the end of the day because we're standing up for what is right. Not Nagoso, and nothing should be like that. I found out China we live. I tried being positive while watching the event, but I couldn't stop thinking about how run down the stadium was looking. Oh, that is another thing. I remember years ago, I do one video on my channel. I talk about how they might go upgrade stadium. I think it was 75 million at the time. Then said they're not gonna use upgrade stadium. How much year pass now? Ah, Shericka Jackson is the only Jamaican I hear is part of the where that there? I lost it. Oh yeah, here it is. Shericka Jackson is the only the next Netflix series to date, and that to me is bothersome and concerning. So again, maybe not even use my mouth and turn down over this Netflix. Let's see, guys. I don't want to be too pessimistic. Bolton and Shelley and VCB should start a group to stand up against the J3s and working towards reform and rebranding and marketing the support. Look here, Bolt know the powers that be from Puma, right? If they want a little sway, the sway could have start already. Some people just want to just ignore things and just move on with them life and just live, calm and relax and nobody would not know where I stress them out. You know what I mean? And you know what? I can't even fault them too because who wants the drama? You know what I mean? And that is why nothing really gets done in Jamaica because a lot of people just can't be bothered. I think it's mainly the coaches that don't want to let the athletes practice relays. Shericka confirmed it when someone mentioned she need to do relay practice and she said, "Okay, then coach and such." Well, we've always known um that it has something to do with the coaches, but the problem is that at the end of the day, something is not right with the coaches and the J3s. And I think that's probably why they're holding out. You know what I mean? So what we need to figure out is what the problem is with J3s and the coaching. Is it J3s themselves? Is it the whole people them just corrupt to the point where nobody wants to work with them? Then they have to go because you can't be a body that is leading a team or an organization that is leading a set of people that you can't lead. That don't make no sense. That doesn't make no sense. And it's not the case where I'm saying the J3s needs to be unreasonable and just be like, oh, Shericka come run whenever. You know what I mean? No, clearly all these things have to still be structured around their training and everything to make sure that everything works, right with them at the end of the day. But still, they still need to be available at some particular point in time, which is why I'm saying that whatever J3s has done wrong to these clubs over the years, they've clearly done something. Why nobody pays them a batshit mind? You know what I mean? Did I just cuss? Anyway, why nobody pays their mind? You know what I mean? So, with that said, something needs to change. The stadium is an eyesore. Can I tell you? I swore that comment got deleted. What comment got deleted? What you just right say? So she soon gone? Or nobody not gonna see her again or something? But the J3 is to fool them to set rules regarding the relay, just like USA, that cause them gonna have to show up. Exactly. You have to put something in place because they will have to show up. You know what I mean? So, or you just won't be a part of the relays. And remember, guys, you need to understand that the relays are very important because not everybody can win one individual medal. And not everybody can get on the individual team. Most of the team is probably consist of relay people. And I'm talking about track. For the track that are going to be medaling. Think about it. So we have the sprints for the women, the 100 meters and the 200 meters. That you can say, all right, Jamaica may medal in hands down, right? Then, though we've medaled in these things, I still consider them a toss up. So the 100-meter hurdles, and I'm talking about women, the 400-meter hurdles, all these things are still toss ups. Yeah, we may still medal in them, but they're still toss ups. You know where most people are, where the medal are gonna come from for most of the athlete them? The relay. Because that's always the fallback. When you drop out in a semi final or wherever you drop out in at the championship, at the relay that's left for give a little glory, honor and glory if you go your yard with and make sure so you take home some money too. So I don't know. There's no way they can't be important. It is very much important. So if you can't turn up, come to whatever you need to turn up to, then no, you're not gonna be part of the relay, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, don't say this long time still. I'm in a business who is who. Fair enough, T. I don't even know what I said that is fair enough, but okay. Um, my throat is scratching me, guys. I'm sorry. Um, I think my medication is probably wearing off. Um, they need to retire for real. They need to be fired. They need to be fired. Retire my foot. Fire them. Follow the money into them official pockets. The relay doesn't pay as much as an individual race. Okay, guys, how much people can win one individual medal? Because y'all keep talking about individual medal. When the reality is that only a handful of people are get individual medal. So what were really a study? They painted the stadium? Maybe that means we paint the floor too. How wicked it is. Nisha Berger looks strong, like a strong prospect. Yes, I'm eyeing her as well. Let's see what happens when they get to the NCAA Outdoor Championships. Um, them even paint the ground too. Maybe that is the only way to go look new. Coming in a wag one. Coming in, me never see them that new paint. But no, what I will say though, I was impressed with the pitch. The pitch looked good. The pitch, the football pitch, it looked good. Um, that was the only thing I thought looked good. The pitch. Let's see. All right, guys. Wow, we've talked about so much and we still haven't talked about the main points, right? So we talked about Sha'carri, we talked about Nickisha. Let's talk about Fred Kerley and then we can, round it off with Rabat. Um, so Fred Kerley, let me share my screen. Let me make sure I have this up. Let me make sure I have this up. Let's get into Fred Kerley. Let us get into Fred Kerley and Noah Lyles. Because this for me is very interesting. You know what I mean? Present, share, share screen. All right. So, yeah. And this is where I'm probably gonna show my mean side. But anyway, guys, I'm who I am, and it is what it is, right? So now that probably comes out and says, "Oh, I had the best practice of my career," and that was done 1 hour, and then Fred Curley, I suppose, decides that he's gonna try to maybe one up um Noah Lyles and say world record next time I touch the 100 meters. So immediately I see this post and I'm taken aback by what he said. Right. But then I started to say to myself, okay, T, I remember how hard I came down on Christian Coleman. Y'all said, oh, don't kill a guy for dreaming and wishing and hoping upon a star, blah, blah, blah. And I said, it wasn't about, wishing and hoping and dreaming upon a star. It was him saying for me that they were close to the world record. I have no problem with people, dreaming to be or wanting to be the best they've ever been in whatever sport they're doing, because that's why you're there. You should want to be the best. You know what I mean? But to say they were close to the world record was just a lie. Was a fib, was whatever you want to call it. Just not true. Right. And I said, and that's why I did my video. I was like, okay, brother, you're nowhere close. You know what I mean? But Fred Curley comes out and says, hey, world record next time I touch the track. And I said, all right, let me take a step back and hear Fred Curley out, right? Fred Curley, do you have a chance of breaking the world record the next time you touch the track, right? So let's take a look, trackies, at Fred Curley, right? Let's take a look at his season. I hope you all can see my screen. Can you all see my screen? No, you can't see my screen. Let me stop sharing. Let me stop sharing here. Let me share again. Present. Um, Share screen. Window. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Share. All right. So this is Fred Curley's season so far. So he has run 10:03, 10:11, 10:17, and 10:11 again. The 10:03 was done with a hurricane practically behind him. Well, I mean, it's a hurricane, but it's, you know what I mean. It's right there up on, the best wind, or the highest wind, then you would say, that you can have in a race. Just this is 1.9 and 2.0 is what it is, right? So with that hurricane behind him, you would say he managed to run 10.03. At a 1.6 behind him, he ran 10.11. Um, then he ran a 10.17 and a 10.11. Okay. That's what he's been doing so far this season. And I'm like, am I delusional or is he delusional? You know what I mean? And I said, okay, 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 okay. Maybe it's still possible. Maybe I should give him a chance that in the next run, he will be able to break the world record. So I went over to the year where Fred Kerley was the best he was ever. So this is the year he was the best he was ever. And all of Fred Kerley's runs, except one, were all below sub 10. And he got down to at 9.76 at his fastest that season. And this is 2022. Every run except one run was below 10 seconds. So then I'm thinking, am I delusional or is he delusional? Yep. Yes, 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 yes. Fred Kerley is definitely delusional. It's not me that's delusional, guys. It's Fred Kerley that is delusional. There's no way you're going to go from 10.11 to world record. It's not happening ever. In the next race, no, it's not. You know what I mean? Now, Fred Curley had said something along the lines of, oh, his aim is to go break the world record. Sure, as I said, and I said this last year when Noah Lyles said he was going after the world record. There's nothing wrong with going after the world record because that's what you're supposed to do. But saying that you're getting the world record in the next run when you are so far off based on your how your season is progressing, to me is it's even beyond delusional. I don't know what even to call this. And then guess what? Then I guess, this is kind of like a prelude into what's going to happen. So the next run he comes out, yeah, and he runs. What's he gonna run? Maybe a 9 9 something. Guess what? Everybody's just gonna be, our tongues are just gonna be wagging, and we're just gonna be saying, "See, he didn't break the world record." Like, duh, he wasn't gonna break it. But guess what? He keeps his name, I guess, in everybody's mouth. As far as I'm concerned, this is just a tactic just to promote himself and keep himself in the press. Because I mean, what else at this particular point in time? There's no way Fred Curley thinks he's gonna be breaking the world record in his next run after the season that he's having. And don't get me wrong, let's go over to his 200 meters. So, in the year that he was the fastest, right? His fastest 200 meters was 19.80. What's his personal best? Is that his personal best in the 200 meters? No, his personal best in 200 meters is 19.76. Pretty close to his personal best in the 200 meters, right? What's his best this year in the 200 meters? His best this year in the 200 meters is at 20.17. At 20.17. Let me go back over to the 2022 results and see how many sub 20 clock-ins he had. Well, to be fair, he had a mixture of 20-second clock-ins and sub 20 clock-ins, but still, those 100-meter clock-ins, yeah, for sure. For sure, he's not even, he doesn't even look like he's in personal best shape. Like, to get back to what his best was, which is 9.76 or is 9.76, he doesn't even look like he's close to that, much less the world record in his next run. I mean, I don't even know what to say about these American guys anymore. And I'm starting to think that maybe it's just an American thing where they just want to just randomly come out and say, hey, world record, we can get it. You know what I mean? I definitely think um that's what's happening here. So again, he's not getting no world record. He's not going to be anywhere close to the world record. And at this particular point, that whole statement was delusional. And for me, it has nothing to do with disrespecting Usain Bolt or anything. I just think he's delusional based on his season, just based on his season. You know what I mean? If he had run some 9.8s and some 9.7s, and he came out and said, "Oh, guess what? I'm gonna run, super fast next time around." Though at that moment I would be thinking it probably wouldn't be as fast as the world record, it still wouldn't be that bad. You know what I mean? Because his season has been going good. He's been running really fast times, and it would be leading into, something even better for him this season. But you're not gonna be telling me that a guy that is running, 10 ones for the most part, right, is gonna break 10.58 in his next run. Guys, he didn't say now his aim is to break the world record this season or something. He said, world record next time I touch the 100 meters. What's he touching the 100 meters in 2 years? And in 2025? Okay. You know what? I finally understand. Fred Kerley has decided to wrap his 2024 season based on what's happening, based on how his season is progressing. And I talked about this in the last live. I said, look here, guys, I feel like somebody's going to get left off the plane. Whether it's Fred Kerley, whether it's Christian Coleman, somebody's going to get left, maybe both of them, because what I'm seeing in this 100 meters and this 200 meters is not giving me any hope that they may potentially make the team when you have the likes of Kenny Benerick out there crushing it right now. Noah Lyles always seems to be able to get himself ahead, right? So he more than likely will be able to meet the American team. And I'm talking about in both the 100 meters and 200 meters, which only leaves one spot. We still have Arian Knighton in the 200 meters. So let's just say the 200 meters looks like it's sewn up right now. There's only one spot left in the 100 meters. Courtney Lindsay is there doing his thing. The collegiates there are doing their thing. You know what I mean? And America is also famous for having somebody sneak in, somebody that nobody expected to sneak in. So I'm looking at it and I'm saying to myself, well, based on how things are going, Fred Curley and also Christian Coleman may very well get left this season from making the Olympic team. So me don't know, maybe Fred Curley look into things himself and see that he may get left and say, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. Make we wrap it up and save it for 2025 and come back stronger. So maybe the next time he touches the 100 meters will be in 2025. Maybe. Maybe that's what's happening. I don't know. But it can't be real that he's thinking that he's the next time he touches the 100 meters, he's going to break the world record. That's beyond nonsense. I don't even know what that is. Let's see what y'all are saying in the chat here. Da, 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 where am I? I don't even know where I'm at. Imagine with all the money they make, all they can do is paint the stadium. Kiss me teeth. We never know so the stadium paint, as I said. Maybe them needs to paint the ground so that I'll be able to see next time. Hi T. On a different note, what is going on with Javon Blake, former JC? He still runs actually. He's I don't remember which conference he's in. Track is. I forgot, sir. Let me see if he ran over the weekend. I don't remember which conference he was in. I found him doing the indoors and he was running good doing indoors. But me lost him again because I don't know which conference he's in, unfortunately. He goes to Harvard. Which school he go again? I don't even remember. Um what's his name? Jovan? Guys, these Jamaicans and these names. Blake. Oh, see? Me had to spell foolishness. Let me see if he ran over the weekend. Results. No, he hasn't run from indoors. Are indoors run, Edema? Yeah, no. Based on what's happening here, he hasn't run from indoors. So unfortunately, I can't say what is going on, but I did see him indoors running, but it seems he hasn't taken part in any competitions outdoors. Don't know if he picked up an injury or anything. I'm hoping not. But I was actually glad still seeing him run because I thought he was one of those athletes we would lose because really and truly he has so much going for him that he doesn't even need track and field. You know what I mean? So I wasn't expecting to see him continue, but he still is. But I'm not sure what's going on outside of that. You guys are killing me, LOL. Good night, coaches Dex. Something is wrong with Jamaica. The level of unhappiness and discontent is not normal. The people are gonna revolt soon. I swear to you, the corruption is rampant in Jamaica right now. I cannot believe people are still sitting down and taking this. Me no know. Me no know. Me no know how people still take this. Me and people are defending some kind of stupidness because of partisan politics. Guys, me no business, no. Me no business is which party is doing whatever they're doing, you know. But you see, once we get to a point where the people can't even live, hospitals are not even. If you ever see the state of Mandeville Hospital, if y'all ever see the state of Mandeville Hospital, you would not believe it's the good up Mandeville Hospital. Fred Curley is trying to get into the media's conversations. That's all. Probably. Blake is more academia now than athletics. They must put aside certain disagreements and put the nation. Nobody, everybody's trying to line their pockets. Everybody is greedy and corrupt. They are trying to draw in a crowd to track and field. But I guess promotion to put eyes on the sport, maybe. Um, The sport feels dead right now. Well, I guess from that perspective, guys, I don't, as I said, no publicity is bad publicity. But as an analyst, I have to do my job. I have to do my part and say what I need to say. And yeah, so it's a bit delulu. Well, more than just a bit delulu. Somebody said Duplantis will be pole vaulting at the same time Fred touches the track. So he is technically correct. He didn't say he will break it. Just that he touches it, it will be broken. So Amanda are going to leap from the. No, what is gonna do? Stay at the start of the 100-meter line and plant his pole vault and slingshot himself over the distance? I'm not sure I follow. You guys are cracking me up. Um, no, sir. He's smoking something to get himself stayed. Of guys, we're not gonna have the drug conversation because that's not my thing. Even though I did talk about some drugs recently, because I was wondering to myself, why is it that we're seeing so many slow times if people are really taking things? Because people have been, alluding to that recently, and it's been heavily alluded to as well for a lot of American athletes from Americans themselves, which surprised me. You know what I mean? And they're talking about this new blood work that's been done for the athletes. So I'm like, okay, let's see. It's an American thing. It seems so. Fred needs to go back to the four. I hear a lot of people saying that. The Americans are very much aware of the fact that they're not world record. They're not in a world record form. They're just being controversial. I'm going to drop the link in the comment section, Coach, and you can come on if you'd like. Um, the link is in the chat. Fred is in trouble. I don't think it's Fred alone. I think Fred is in trouble. I think Kristen Coleman is in trouble. I don't know. They're not giving me making the American team vibe. I mean, I don't know unless them suddenly start running really super fast right now. Some people are gonna stay home, and I'm talking about some good people that you're thinking would make the team are gonna stay home. Um, Man say him want to go back to the four. I must that him probably him not gonna go back to the four and not touch the 200 the 100 meters in that one next 2 3 year. Dartmouth. Okay, that's where he goes. But I don't know which conference it's in actually. So Kerley got what he wanted. People talking about him. It's the Lulu, but it's promotional mumbo jumbo, I guess. Um, so many different spellings for Javon. Can I tell you? There's so many Javons that are in Jamaica that do track and field, and all of them names spell different. I don't know what tech curly fries. He's just seeking attention. Fred didn't specify which 100-meter record. So maybe it's the under 20 record. Even that him not get when him touch the track. The under 20 record on 9.88 or something like that. Even that him not get. T, let's stay on sports. Listen, I don't like talking about politics and about this is how we're struggling. We are struggling. Akeem Bloomfield is a real question. Look here, Akeem Bloomfield, guys, has seemingly retired. And that's all I will say on that. Um Javon Blake looks like he's into growing his locks. Seems so. Good question. Clipped. What is going on with Nathan Allen as well? Nathan had picked up an injury last year. I haven't seen anything about Nathan since 2024 actually. But you know what? Since I'm on, let me go dig him up on Twitter. Not Twitter, Instagram. What am I typing again? Nathan. His name is Nathan, right? Not Nathan. Yeah, Nathan. All right, let's see what's the last post he made. Well, he hasn't made any posts recently. That's for sure. So can't really say what's up with him. Um, Wishing him a speedy recovery though. At least I'm hoping he's still recovered. Um, I feel what did I say? Still recovered. I'm hoping that he has recovered. Um, Fred going after that under 20 record. No, that'll kill me. I must that. No, even the American record is out there. 9.69. That's out there. Um, if sister Fred, come drop a comment in the chat, and you find out say him know your channel and is a fan. What would you do, T? Nothing. I just move along with my life and say, hey, Fred, welcome. I appreciate you being here, but I'm going to be my honest self and tell you that you're delusional. Well, maybe I wouldn't tell him he's delusional to his face, but I'll tell him something along those lines. I'm a mess. All right, so guys, we're on to what am I on to now? Let's go to Rabat. I don't think there's much happening in Rabat from a Jamaican perspective. We may have one and two people here and there, but yeah, let's just jump into Rabat real quick, and then that's gonna be it for this live. I'm gonna do a video on other things to come up. Dartmouth is Ivy League, yes it is. Disagree, T. Jamaica may have far away to go, but to say everyone is all bad is a bit unfair. No, I'm not saying everybody is bad. I'm saying there are people, the people in power are corrupt. That is a fact. They are corrupt as hell, and they're stringing the poor Jamaicans along, and then Jamaica don't know how to hold nobody accountable. We're just saying, okay, not the Jamaicans have a thing where even if we say not change, so we not say nothing. Oh boy, share. Okay, so we're getting into these entry lists here for the what is this? Roberts Diamond League. Um We have women's shot put. Let me see if we have any Jamaicans here. Okay, so Daniel Thomas Dodd lines up in the shot put. Again, my same concern, applies for Daniel is that she seems as though she's getting left behind. I see a lot of people, improving in terms of their distances thrown. And I'm talking about a lot of girls now being able to throw over 20 meters. And the reality is that if you want to be a part of that conversation, then that's where you need to be heading to. Right now, she has a season's best of 19.08 meters. Based on this field, I mean, Sarah Mitton is here, Chase Jackson is here, Maggie Ewan is here as well. Um, Quite a few heavy hitters in terms of the throws. I see Daniel probably, hopefully, Daniel can finish in, either fourth or fifth. I'm hoping she'll be able to get into. But she definitely has to start, pumping out some of those big throws for sure. Um, Women's 400-meter hurdles. I think Rochelle was going to be here. Is that? Yeah, Rochelle Clayton is here. She's a world leader right now, so I expect her to take this win. Yeah, based on who's in this race, I don't see, that girl that seems like she's some kind of monster from some other planet. She's not here. So with that said, and neither is the American. She's not here as well. Well, no American is here, so Rochelle should take this race easy. I mean, look at the season's best. As a matter of fact, this should be an easy race for Rochelle for sure. Um, Even from a personal best perspective, she outclasses almost everybody in this field other than Jenny Russell. Her season's best is faster than everybody else's personal best except, oh no, Rich Cover. Oh, I know Rich Cover is here, but she hasn't been running fast this so far this season. Her best is 55.83. All right, so save two people in this field. I mean, she's pretty much clears them based on personal best just from her season's best. So that said, this is definitely her race, and just based on how sharp she is as well. What I would say though is the last phase of her race, she definitely has to, strengthen up on. I thought she lost a lot of ground over the weekend, for sure. So that particular phase, she definitely has to work on. But with that said, I think she walks out with the win here. I'm hoping to see better performance from Geneve. But I keep, in the back of my mind thinking as well that Geneve is running with a broken bone in her leg. So I don't know how much faster I can really expect from Geneva. I don't know when the leg is gonna fall off this season before she pauses to do surgery. And who knows if she's gonna want to pause because she doesn't want to stop. She doesn't want to miss the Olympics. She doesn't want to miss out on anything. So I don't even know what's gonna go on with Geneva this season. Actually, I'm just hoping that the leg stays on, but you never know. You know what I mean? Then Cheyenne Salmon is here as well. So I expect Anna Richkova actually to be in the conversation. I'm expecting Geneve to be there, and I'm expecting Cheyenne Salmon to be there as well. So those are my top four. So maybe I'm gonna go based on seasons, but Cheyenne seems to be faster of them all. So I'm gonna go Cheyenne, Geneve, and Richkova, Anna Richkova. Those are my top four, with of course Rochelle Clayton taking the win, and Rochelle Clayton is a Scorpio, so yeah. Um, Men's triple jump. I don't think we have anybody here, but let me check. No, we don't. Men's eight. Haven't seen Navatsky on the circuit, I would love to see him out with some of these diamond leagues. Um, Men's discus. Let's see. Is there any Jamaican? Okay, so Frederick Dakers and Travis Michael, they're both here. Schmeichel seems to be the strongest Jamaican this season. I mean, just based on seasons best, he is the best Jamaican this season. So he could probably possibly finish above Frederick here as well. Frederick said in an interview, said things are going how he's supposed to go on. So he's gonna turn up, when it matters, and be back to his, awesome best, which is over 70 meters, thrower. Let's see. But that tall dude from Slovenia is here, Christian Shea. Um, he just stands up and throws, you know what I mean? And he beats everybody. So honestly, he may walk out with the win in this one. Also, there's this guy from Lithuania. Um, are these both what am I PPAB? Brothers? Are these two brothers? Okay, so we seem to have two brothers here, Martinez and Mikolas. So in terms of the furthest throw this year, I think this is him. Is this the guy that's the collegiate? 74-35. Oh, this is not the collegiate guy. But anyway, long story short is he's also in the conversation in terms of throws, for sure. Let's see what happens, but it's definitely going to be between this Lithuania athlete as well as Christian Shea from Slovenia. Let's see if Jamaica can finish in top three, hopefully. But there's still other people like Daniel. I didn't even see him. Daniel Stahl is here as well. Oh Lord, this just makes the Jamaica chances really, really worst. Then there's Matthew Denny. There's so many. There's one thing about the throws that they always turn up. Let me just say this. I hope Jamaicans can throw the best they can on the day. Maybe we can get some seasons best in, hopefully. And have some top placings. Um Men's four. Rasheen McDonald. Okay. Clearly this 47 is not where Rasheen is right now, but that's because he hasn't really run the four that much. I don't believe. I don't think he's running back from indoor. I think that's when this time is coming from, if I'm not mistaken. Um, and even though I'm saying indoor, guys, I'm saying the season, meaning the time period. This run was done outdoors in Jamaica, right? I'm hoping for a faster run. Clearly, Alexander Doom is here. He's the one that won indoors for Belgium, the 400 meters. So he's here. Remember, Rasheen was third in that race. Quincy Hall is here, medalist from the World Championships last year. Um, let's see who else. Oh, how did I forget Endori? Endori is here. So this is gonna be. Oh, but then we have a South African Pilath here as well. All right, so the rest is probably gonna be between three people. I'm gonna say it's between Endori, um, Pele, and Quincy Hall just has a way of killing himself and running. I'm not gonna lie. Him have one kill self run where doesn't look appealing to the eye, but it gets him there. Let's see if Quincy Hall will end up in top three. I'm just hoping for, hopefully Rashid McDonald can get into 45s in this race. That's my hope. A 45-second clock in for Rashid McDonald. Wherever that places him, it places him. But that's my hope. Moving on from the 4, let's get into something else. The 15-2. Okay, so this is where Shericka is. I don't think there's gonna be any competition for her, but let's see. I mean, Mujinka Kambunji is here. Kone is here. No competition. This is gonna be an easy run for Sharika. Actually, I don't even know what she's doing here. You know what I mean? Is she just gonna come out and jog? Is she going for a world lead? What exactly is the plan here for Sharika? All I know is she steamrolls this field, either by walking and making it so simple for the win, or steamrolling them and running a world lead. You know what I mean? I think Gabby still has the world lead at this particular point, so maybe Sharika will come out and give a world lead. Honestly, based on how these MVP athletes run sometimes, I don't really think I foresee that. I think she's probably just gonna take it easy and execute just to win. You know what I mean? I don't really see anything major coming out of this race. I'm not expecting anything super fast. That's my expectation. I just think she's just gonna go out and do enough to win. Yeah. The men's 100 meters. So we have Johan Blake, Julian Fort, and Rohan Watson here. Rohan Watson's fastest time this season is 10.25. Based on where everybody is at, I believe the times are now coming down. So I expect this to be a 10-0. I expect Rowan Watson to be in 10-0 shape in this race. And I mean 10-0, maybe like 10-0 high, maybe. Julian Ford, good run at the Jamaica Jamaica trials, at the Jamaica Invitational. Um, Then he's up against Brandon Hicklin. So this is gonna be a good challenge for Julian, for sure. I'm gonna give Julian the edge. I think I'm gonna give Julian the edge in this race. Let's see how it goes. But Julian gets the edge for me. Brandon Hicklin is gonna be there as well. Andre DeGrasse is always someone that finishes well in his races. Emmanuel Esime, was he the one that defeat? No, it wasn't him. Um, Jeremiah Azul. Oh, PJ Austin is also here. Okay. So this is going to be between two Americans and one Jamaican. I'm going to say Julian Ford takes the win and the Americans finish second and third. That's what I'm going to say. And I think that's it. Let me see if Natoya is here. No, Natoya. Okay. That's it. So let me stop sharing. Let me hear what y'all are going to say. Oh, good night. How long have you been waiting?
Good night. Since you started um the Diamond League thing.
You could have messaged me.
No man, I wait patiently, man. I know say you never did a look.
Okay. Well, welcome. Thank you for joining, guys. Coach's Dex is here, and I guess he's gonna start the drama.
What drama?
That's what you come with. Um, what are your thoughts on the Diamond League? What do you
Um
expect from a Shericka and a Julian Force?
I'm looking for Julian Ford to put on a good show, but I'm still gonna be in close watch for him if he's really going to, what you'd say, go sub 10,
Hmm.
because he made mention of some hamstring issue that he's having. But I think I have a lot of time for Julian this season. It's just that a question was asked: will he be able to maintain throughout the season without having any injury issues? So let us see.
I
Um,
I did hear when that happened, but my thing is I'm wondering, and I did say this to Track, is that I think for Julian, what he's experiencing is probably mental. I'm going to use a few athletes as reference as well when we talk about injuries and pushing themselves. And every time they get to the point where they're supposed to push themselves, they feel something and they back off, right? So I'm going to use Johan Blake is one. I'm going to use Tajay Gale is another one where every time they're supposed to get into, a big performance, they feel something. But when you hear them talk about it, it sounds more mental than it does physical, right? And I made mention of him, pushing through in the race over the weekend, where I think for Julian it was a good thing that he pushed through because he finally gets to get over that mental hump. Because over the years, I believe I've watched him do the same thing over and over again. Come into a season, look good, get into a race where it's really hot and start running fast, and boops, he pulls up. You know what I mean? And that's all she wrote for Julian. You know what I mean? So I'm just thinking to myself, is it a good thing, or maybe it's a good thing that he pushed through, and this is all just a mental block that he needed to get past to see that he can push his body to a certain level and win. And also as well, most of these athletes are running with injuries. I saw, Nickisha Price come on recently and talk about the fact that she's always had this leg injury. That's why she keeps it strapped up. You know what I mean? It's okay to be injured, and you're going to push through the injury and still run and still perform, right? So I'm thinking, not do Julian per se. It's just probably a mental thing, and he's here to run and run fast. And he just has to run through whatever he's feeling. Forget whatever you're feeling and just run. Welcome, Fabian. What's up? Is this your first time here? Your mic. Your
Oh, good night, everybody.
Good night.
Finally
good
here.
night. Finally, is this your first
Finally,
time here?
yes, it's my first time here.
Wow, welcome.
Somebody
Welcome,
said
guys. So we
mention
have Coach
fourth, and I shall
Fabian here with
appear.
me. Coach Fabian Isaacs at that. Full name.
Yes, full
Welcome. Thank you for
government name.
joining. Thank you for joining. So we're talking about, interestingly, Julian Fort. Um, you seem very proud at this particular moment. I can't fault you. A big run from Julian over the weekend. We're discussing, whether or not he'll be able to hold up for the whole season. I think for Julian personally, that again, just based on observation, that is probably something more mental than anything else, where he, in the back of his mind, he keeps reliving the moments of, injuring himself. And I thought it was a good thing that he pushed through the race on Saturday so that he can see that he can do it. And even if you're feeling something, you know what, so what, most people are, still running with something anyway. Just push through it and run and perform as long as you're able to do it. You know what I mean? As long as the leg isn't falling off, just, do what you have to do. And I think it was a good thing that he did that, because it kind of let him see that, okay, there's nothing wrong. I can do this, and I'm expecting him to turn up on Sunday and do well.
He's good. He's fine. Um, Conditions are good. He should go
Do you
sub 10.
think do you think what he felt was more mental than physical over the weekend?
I think he might have felt something and he backed off, but I don't think it is um serious enough. If it was serious enough to prevent him from performing, Walcott would not have sent him to the race. So like, if he turns up, then he's in good shape. If not, then we know that it's something more serious. But
Okay.
I think conditions are good. He turns up, he's going sub 10.
He's winning. Is he winning?
I have him as favorite.
I
I have
think
him
so.
as favorite.
I don't know why Coach's Dex is on my channel silent tonight. If you're gonna be on my channel silent, so you can exit stage left.
Oh, Mr. Sal, you asked me a question, me answer, and then you talk, then Fabian come on and Fabian talk. Me no
No,
silent.
usually me not have you ask if you talk. Usually just open your mouth and talk. If you not gonna talk, sir, let me know.
So what me I do a while ago, bark?
No, I'm just saying I don't want
Oh,
to have to be forcing you to open your mouth and speak.
oh, you feel force me. I'm
You
not a
seem
kid.
so. Anyway, so again, based on the issue that you didn't comment on that. Do you think it's more mental than physical?
It could be both. Um, I remember with my injury, I was healed physically long before I was healed mentally. So, and I remember Julian saying some years ago that every time he's at his best, he gets injured. So I still think that there's a mental hurdle there that he has to clear. It was good that he was able to finish the race over the weekend and run a season best. So he's getting there step by step. Seems like he has gotten over that false start hurdle. I hope it stays in the past because we need him at his best mentally and physically.
Yeah, me like when I'm staying at the blocks. Given the circumstance with
Especially the fact that they were having issues with false starts.
Yes.
yeah, him kind of locking at the block, even with Sanjay gone out of the race. So that was very mature of him. I think is whatever he felt could be mental, it could be physical, but you never know until whatever happens, and that could be him running as fast as he could, or it could be a case where something happen again. But one thing I know about injuries, like Fabian says, sometimes you heal physically and mentally, it bothers you. Also, when athletes are at their best or the best shape that they can find themselves in over the years coming from injuries, they tend to be vulnerable. And that again could be something playing on their mental side of things, where they're afraid to step in the water or push the buttons because they're afraid that something might happen. So it has a lot to do with their mental, yes. Shericka Jackson, you mentioned her as well. Shericka Jackson, this probably is going to be a stroll in the park for her. But it is going to be interesting to see where she's at over 200 meters. We saw where she's at in the 100 meters. It looked like she just had to get rid of some cobweb. 200, let's see
Do you
what
think
she
she's
has
gonna
to
show us
offer.
where she's at?
Huh?
Do you think she's gonna show us where she's at given the field?
No,
Um,
when I say show where she's at, I mean when she run 11:0 in at the 100, and we can basically see where she's at. So she not have to run a super fast time for we see where she's at. But when she go and blow out the engine, we can say, all right, Shericka look like, she engine tune up, engine ready. It went to the tuning machine. Everything good. No boat, no fly, Fabian. So we know say the machine up and running. So yeah, that's basically what I'm not too overly excited about this for Shericka. When the fact that
It's
she already
this
open.
200. It's not exciting.
It's not really exciting to me.
Yeah, no. I was agreeing with you to say
Oh,
that it's not
oh.
exciting for real. Yeah, which is why I just went through it like, oh well, you know what I mean. Regardless, she's winning this, so I'm moving on with my life. You know what I mean. People don't really understand, especially from my perspective. I like competition. If there's nobody you're competing against, I don't know. I just don't know if I find it fun just watching one person go out there and do whatever they have to do and blaze everybody, whether walking or you know doing a really fast run. I just don't know if I find that entertaining. You know what I mean? But anyway, it's an easy win as far as I'm concerned. I don't really think there's anything special going on, really, other than I think the most interesting races for me are going to be the 400-meter hurdles. I really want to see how Rochelle executes it this time around. Um, Her final phase in Jamaica wasn't the strongest, so I want to see how she executes it this time around. But I mean, she's damn near faster than everybody's personal best in the race. Only two people are slow. Are she's, and I'm talking based on her season's best. Her season's best is faster than everybody else's personal best, which is crazy, right? So this is gonna be a good race for her to win. I just want to see what happens technically, and I'm also looking forward to Julian's performance as well. So those are the two real races that I want to see from different perspectives, clearly. But I want to see Julian, continue on this trend. Um, Some are real injuries, T. Yeah, I know some are real injuries. I'm just saying from an observation standpoint, I've observed him over the years, and he seems to always pull in certain situations, and it seems to be the situations as Fabian said when he's always at his best. But I've just noticed something peculiar about those moments, and to me, it gives me not only just injury physically, but something mental as well, and that's why I said what I said. Um, what do you guys think about Sha'carri in Jamaica? I touched on that earlier because Oral Tracy said how much he rates Sha'carri because she's so down to earth and she was amongst the people. I said stop the
She,
cap. Sha'carri was
she's
over there hiding in the bushes. Didn't want nobody to see her while she because of the reason she was in Jamaica.
all right. First of all, it's good that the current world champion is visiting our country to watch a track meet, the Jamaica Invitational. That's the first thing. Second, I think I have some time for Sha'carri. I have moved past the old Sha'carri. I think she has matured a lot in these last 2 years, and now we are seeing her act like an athlete and not like a hothead like she was a few years ago. Um, the down to earth part, I'm not sure where Maverick get that from because she's far from earth. That's just how she is as a person. But she has been hearing a lot about Jamaica. She want to come and see where the big engines run just to get a vibe. I know she must have spoken to Noah about running here last year. I don't
Noah. So
know
why should I ask Noah? You
because
sure that such man run here already? Such man
no,
run here already. Shouldn't if you ask Noah?
yeah, but Noah was vocal about the response that he got running here and the atmosphere and the crowd and how much he loved running in Jamaica. So I think she came not only to support such people, but to get a taste of it. I think she was a little bit surprised with the reception that she got with persons, wanting to take pictures with her. But again, she did not get the
Were
biggest
you in the
follower that night.
stadium? Were you in the stadium? You were at your trams, weren't you?
Yes, I wasn't at the stadium. I was busy getting
Okay,
my
so
getting
don't
beat up.
speak about the reception. Don't speak about the
Did
reception,
she get
sir.
a good reception?
It's not what you think, sir.
No,
Let's move on from that, sir.
I was just saying she got a reception that she wasn't expecting, but Auntie Marie got the biggest reception of the night based on what I was seeing.
She did. Jamaicans stood to their feet and applauded that lady. I tell you, it was so heartwarming watching, because I was recording, so I couldn't be screaming in the camera clearly. But Jamaicans did stand to their feet and gave her a very warm welcome. You know what I mean? Um, But no, I wasn't saying that. What I was saying, is based on what some people believe, as it relates to why she was sitting where she was sitting, and I'm saying the reason she was sitting there was because she was hiding. She wasn't sitting there because she wanted to mingle among the plebeians. You know what I mean? Though it may appear that way, that's not why she was sitting there. So that's why I brought it up. And I'm like, that's cap. That's not why she was sitting there in the first place. You know what I mean? What did you hear, Coach?
Clearly she did a hide. Me not have to hear nothing. Me just see say she did
Huh?
a hide. I just see that she was hiding. That was evident. That was clear. That person
Oh.
gone to jail because the evidence was tucked. You understand? I mean, she go on place where she feels and nobody now go see her. Because the grandstand would have all of the people and would have easily identify her. She know the place, Don't think that she don't know the place. Or she got information, or she listen and know, or ask a few persons how the thing set up. You understand? So she know what go on. So me not think say Sha'carri, boy, I don't know. She come for support our special, quote unquote, allegedly special person, which Fabian a call such man. When name the coal man, the man
Nickisha.
of the coal. Yeah, the
Don't worry,
man with
they
the
saw her
cold.
there from before, So people knew that she was here, which is why I'm saying it was nonsense because somebody had reached out to me and said they saw her and they don't know why she was hiding because it was so obvious. And then they're like, "Girl, nobody cares." But you know how
And
Jamaicans
when the
are. They
camera
don't
pick
really
her up,
care.
people really, yeah, they don't care. Remember, say Jamaica, we not frightened for stars. People walk past Usain Bolt and Shelly them like say, Alien like say, yo, a regular thing. Them not getting enough friends because of those things. And if you notice how it was the younger persons who were lining up to take pictures with her. Cause you know so that probably gonna be a hit for them, on them social media. So other people them never
What
did
is
that
going
really.
on in my comment section? Jeff and Albert and what is your name? Nolan. Relax in our
Wow.
comment section. Oh my lord, a week. What do you think about Fred Curley and what he had to say?
Fred I boss man. Man rile up a game right now. Yeah man, and get tongues wagging. You mean? Go on, go do it, Fred. You mean? But make sure you do it, Fred. First of all, him have to get past Pizza Man first.
Who's
Remember, I'm
Pizza
hype up
Man?
against Pizza Man and Pizza Man still have age over him.
Yeah, Pizza Man have an edge over him. Pizza Man is is
Who's
is the
Marcel.
Italian.
Marcel did.
Marcel. P
Marcel?
yeah. Pizza Man, him have to get past Pizza Man first before he can talk about no record. But me like the vibes him a bring. Him a bring.
Guys,
It look like
him
him
never say I'm
confused
gonna
still, you
break the
know.
world record. Him never say I'm gonna break the world record. Please put things into context. Him say him gonna break the world record next time him touch the 100 meter, the track for the 100 meter. Meaning the next time he runs a 100 meter record. That's what the man say. Please put
Maybe
things into perspective.
maybe it's the stadium record him a plan for break. Maybe.
Yo, him man a build a vibes, man. Him a nice up a place. Cause he know he can't do it, you know. Fred, remember say Fred confused and he say he want to go back to what? 400. He say he want to go do a NFL. He want to something. Fred, what go on, Fred? You know, say me feast and now I get in our head. Now a little limelight probably. You know
So,
them not see
so
eye
what do
to
you think
eye.
about the American team, though? The American team. What do
The
you think
male
about
team,
that? The
yeah
one
man.
hundred
If
meters and the 200 meter. Cause right now, it don't look like Fred and Christian are making it at all.
no man, Christian will make the 100, but Fred in a trouble. That's why I'm
Fred in
writing in the
trouble.
comment section say Fred in a trouble.
Fred in trouble.
All right, who is Christian Coleman gonna beat out in the 100?
Who him a go beat out?
I,
Based on how him look now in him last run,
Who
who am I gonna
who a
beat
go
out?
try beat him?
Huh?
Between him and Noah are the first two me say.
Remember, so you have my guy that is already running well enough. The what's his name? Courtney Lindsay,
Mm.
right? You still have Kung Fu Kenny. That has been running phenomenal this season,
over
right?
200.
Already running 19.6 in the 200. You know what I mean? And he's looking equally good over the one in terms of execution, right? Much better than a Christian Coleman at this particular point in time, and he has the strength, right? Which Christian Coleman clearly doesn't have based on that. What was it? 20.3 or 20.4 over the weekend, whatever that was, right?
You see
So
the first 150 of the race there?
I did.
Christian Coleman blazed up a curve,
But who was he running that curve against?
You no matter who him a running, look like that thing
And
go they go
hold
do.
on, somebody that is not persons that one are either much slower this season are Fred Curley, or two somebody that has a notorious slow start like a Zornil Hughes, right? So the
Yeah,
start may
but
look
T,
epic, but let's put it beside.
that tell me say for 150 meters he's going to be in contention. So if him now have no say at the 200, you transfer that to the 100, him still in the money. Christian just want to get him started. Me feel say enough in a tank for carry him. That's why I run these 200 meters. If you
Yeah, but
notice him I run 200, then he go back to 100, then he go back to 200. He might try to
No,
work on
but
him speed
if
endurance.
that are equally, well, I'm gonna say equally, but people that are stronger than you. Let's put it that way over the two, right? Yeah, that doesn't still doesn't bode well for him because Courtney Lindsay is already to 19-7 so far this season over the two, right? You still have, as I said, Kenny Benerick. Even though Noah Lyles hasn't done anything, he's always going to be in the conversation. Plus, America always seems to have somebody that surprises as well. Whether how we figure three people.
All right, so T, I don't think Coleman will be featuring in the 200.
At
I
the
think
100,
No, I'm not
yeah.
talking about the two. I'm talking about the one.
yeah, he's running the 200s to work on his top end for the 100. And I watched a race with him, I think a few weeks ago, where he ran from behind. That is something new, and it tells us that he's intentionally working on the end of
Mm-hmm.
his
All
start
right,
is
which race did he run from behind?
I don't remember. I don't
Because the
remember.
last one I remember was when them run him down from behind, which was what is South African name now again?
Simbini, Simbini.
Him being a run them down from behind. And I said to myself, say, what go on here, sir?
I checked. I think it was the race before that one. But at the end of the day, why I give Christian the edge is that he has the know-how and he knows how to get on that podium,
Me
and the
not
fact
even look on the know how,
he,
Fabian. Me
he
think
intentionally
how him
work
a
on his top
prepare.
end. Mm-hmm.
Me think how him a prepare tells me his intentions. How he's preparing. Christian start with that 200 meters. After him do the indoor thing, him start with that 200 meters. Because if you notice him constantly at the well on him first part-time race. And that might be a spillover from the years of experience. Plus the 60 meter enhance that. So he's constantly in that zone where him 60. So he's using these 200 meters to get better in terms of maintaining his speed. So him not decelerate as quickly as possible and people just zoops past him. So me just feel
Um,
said that preparation, the US trials really are got tough, it are got hard for call, but people made mention of um star athletics athlete there, Lindsay. Him
Yeah,
run the
Coleman.
19.8, him run the
1970.
19.7, and then him come back and him run 20.0. Me think say that is a stupid way to really analyze what he's about
Mm-hmm.
because them probably no want him go too fast too early. So them probably load him back up and just let him go make him go run. And him run 20 point little, so him still in the right zone. What I'm saying is that he is a good contender, but me think more so is on the 200-meter side. Until my team
Here's my
execute a
thing with
very
Christian
good,
Coleman.
huh?
My thing with Christian Coleman, before you head on over to Lindsay, right? Something I'm trying to understand when you guys are saying he's good, right? What are we expecting these times could potentially be at the American trials? You
Me
don't have
not
to give
like
me an exact time, just a range.
me not like predict times. I leave that to Fabian.
No, the reason why I'm asking that is because at his very best, over the 100 meters, Christian Coleman, his 200 meters was 19.8. So you are telling me that he's running these tools to strengthen his one, but he's nowhere close to the fastest he's ever been over the two in the first place. So is this even strengthening the one? That's my question.
We'll
All right,
see.
so 100-meter runners normally run a lot of 150s as a way of strengthening their 100 meters. So I think
Okay.
Coleman running the 200. Remember, coaching is trial and error, So I guess he's taking that approach this year to run a lot of 200s to see if it will help him in the latter phase of his 100 meters. So only time will tell. I think it's a good idea to do, but
No, I
again,
don't
there's
say nay. I definitely think it's a good idea, but I'm saying based on the times he's clocking, when you take into perspective the fastest he's ever been over the one and what he was concurrently with the two, are these times going to be doing what I guess you guys are saying they're going to be doing when in consideration that he's nowhere close to that.
I think so. I think it will help him in the 100 because I don't think in the past when for his 200-meter PB, he was intentionally trying to run the 200. And so he would have been doing some 300, some 215 training. No, I think that he's focusing on the 100. So he's not running the 200 meters to go anywhere close to his PB or to get a good time. He's really just trying to run until the
Him
wheels
can
fall off
qualify.
to see how fast he can get work on that top end, force his body to adapt, and finish stronger in the 100. I think he gets on that team for me, Noah Lyles and Coleman, but there are going to be some big names missing out at the American trials. He might miss
Um,
out
T-
also. So
TSC exclusive. It's funny that you say this because going off his performance from indoors, I was saying that Christian Coleman is my strongest bet from an American perspective this season, that we could potentially see him getting, back to what his best will be. And I was saying this from last year actually. I was saying going off how he ended his season, and I just watched how he was progressing year after year. I said that Christian Coleman could very well be back to his best in 2024, which would make him potentially the strongest American, because if he's back to his best and he's, a 9'7", 6 athlete, right? Or is it 7'7"? One of them, right? Then how many other athletes are close to that? Most people will have to be running personal best if they want to beat him. I'm just saying, going off what I'm surprisingly seeing now from him is surprising to me. Well, don't get me wrong, most people are surprising me based on how, ineffective they seem right now in their execution and the times that they're putting down. Don't get me wrong, but for the most part, you can look at it and probably count out, okay, that person may be safe, yada, yada, yada. But from an American perspective, they always have people coming through the floodgates, right? So your chances of being secure are not as, strong as maybe a few others, right? So that's why I'm saying it seems as though both Fred Kerley and Christian Coleman are in trouble. I don't dislike Christian Coleman actually.
But when I
That's it. All
think
that to
Fred,
say.
I
I don't
think
dislike him.
more
I
trouble
think
than
Freddie, I think Fred is in more trouble
yeah, man.
when you can have a Christian Coleman a pull away from Fred Curley. That spell trouble for Fred, you know.
Especially after a good start, innit? Because I saw Fred get a
That's what,
good start out there in China,
and
and
that's why I mean nah, that's why I
Christian run
mean
him down. And
nah,
Mr. Wagwan I saw.
and that's why I mean nah put out Christian Coleman. Something a brew for him. Fred
No,
look
I wasn't
flat.
putting.
Fred look, even though Fred times are close to the sub something there, you know. Unless him a play possum. That's the only thing me can say. He must have play possum. But he, out of the two of them, him look the more suspect to me.
No, I think the two of them are in trouble. You know what I mean. And if one is supposed to be getting in, then I do have Christian Coleman over Fred Curley. My issue is that in my mind right now, both of them look like they're in trouble. Even if one looks better than the other, the two of them still look like they're in trouble to me.
What time won the US trials last year?
I don't know, probably like a nine
And
point
I don't
eight
know,
or
super
something.
time, you know.
Think a nine
I
eight
don't know,
winner.
super time.
Think a 9-8.
No,
A
no,
nine
nine, I know
eight.
9-8 either.
The time was slow though. That's all I know.
A third Noah
They
coming
were
out
all
and
bunched
run
up.
and
They were
run
all
10
bunched
or
up.
10 or you know.
Track and field.
A
Somebody said
9-9 win last year, you know.
They were all bunched up. 2023, I think.
So we can't really, I don't know. It's gonna be very
Which is
difficult for all
which
of
is
them.
why if they're all bunched up, then there's
Yeah,
probably going to be some people get left out because they're all bunched up.
it's gonna be very difficult. And right now,
Trayvon Charleston won 9.95. Christian Coleman was second, 9.96, and Noah Lyles was third, 10 seconds on the nose.
and what are you they use and win the race last year? I ain't starting, you know.
Trayvon Charleston,
Yeah,
and he's the one that got injured, and he's back this year, isn't he?
I think I have not seen him on
I
in
think
any
he's back.
race, you know.
I saw
But
him in something. Wait, let me try to search up. Where will I say
people
this?
really them are sending out their SOS film and them can't find him. But
For real?
yeah, we don't know what go on film right now. Don't know. But
Okay.
the US trials are all close. US trials are close. I think that you they are running at the weekend. Charlton or whatever his name is. Trayvon is not back. Him
He got
actually
injured. He
injured
got
today.
injured.
Because he pull a grind
Pull a grind.
or
Look like him out
groin.
man salty every second. And he's the one that always has the Achilles injury. This
Remember,
time
I
around
just
is
get
something
married
else.
still, so.
What a mess! Wait, me have to look on your face good when you say that. Did you really just say that onto my life? No, sir. No wonder link me for 6. Did you really just say that? You have all right to pull your face. Um, let me see. I don't see Kevin Charleston here, so enough it's true, I don't know when they. Look like he run, but they have Christian Miller. I don't know who that. That either the high school or that. I think at the high school or that. That's the world leader, right? And then we have Kendall Williams as well. Brandon Hicklin. Then there's Noah Lyles, then Kenny Benerick, then PJ Austin and Carrie King, Fred Kerley. Christian Coleman, we don't attend from an American perspective. And Fred Kerley don't eat.
Kerley not on the plane, man. Can't kick Kerley out from now. Kerley trying to build his own
Yeah, look
confidence.
like Curly and make it out. And then worse than find better people for run relay. Remember saying no? My man they come in real hot and strong. That a Kenny Benerick and him not even gonna look like him gonna have a solid shot on the relay because I remember in years gone back when they were having relay issues, he would come out and say, "Oh, that was my bad." You know what I mean? So him not even look like a strong relay option either. At this point, Trayvon should just retire. Guys, you know how I feel about telling people to retire. I'm not about that on this channel. This is a job at the end of the day. You go as long as you want to, you know what I mean? Um, but yeah, that was low coach. How dare coach say that? In coach, defend
Huh?
yourself.
Huh?
You're the one that said it. Defend yourself.
Said what?
Chuck is coming for you.
Said what? What did I say? I said a lot of things since I'm on, You have to remind me.
Okay. What was the last thing you said?
You have to remind me.
Okay, me have to remind you. I see.
That I last thing, mister.
All right. Okay, so you guys pretty much came at the last part of my live. Oh, what did you think about what Nickisha had to say? I found that interesting. Her honesty, her bluntness,
About
about
the training
just
and the workload.
yeah,
Yeah.
and how when we bring it up, how people love to talk about, oh, the athletes want to run this, that. She said, oh,
Mm,
what if I were them girl last year? They're managing it better this year, by giving her
mm-hmm.
less things to do. But, I will if I running. And then she said the reason she run the 200 meters is because of points. I feel like Nickisha watching it now because I said something specific about her with the strap on her leg. And out of nowhere, because he didn't ask her about no strap. And she made mention of why the strap is on her leg because it was concerning to me seeing her with the strap on her leg. You know what I mean? But she made mention of the reason why she had it. Like for over the years, she's always, struggled with an injury. She feels pain. She just has to run through the pain, which is interesting to me, right? And yeah. But the honesty, what did you guys think about that? About what the collegiate workload is like, where people love make it look like say nothing no so when we bring it up.
It is always evident because it worse than champs. Champs workload heavy too, but you're going on that you see, and this is something we can't. It's hard to escape. At champs, the top coaches will tell you they are paid to win champs, so then put on a 220-volt. In the US, they are paid to win whatever division they are in. So they will put on the workload as well. When they are recruiting you, they want an athlete that can do multi events. So if you're 100 meter, make sure you know say you have to think about even the 400 meters, We sent a girl to Pennsylvania one year and 800, she a long triple jumper, you know. And a 800 them have her do too. So these people are all about winning as well. And they will do whatever it takes to win. I don't know to the extent where them are gonna take it, but the workload is heavy. The schedule for the championship, boy, I mean I like it. But I don't know if I can plug this to you. Well, I start already. I spoke to an Olympian just now before I come across, right? Do a recording. I'm gonna release it tomorrow. And Tia gonna love a certain part of it when we come on to the relay. But she made mention of it's who you have at the institution as the coach and what they're about and how they value the athlete. Then they will take care of the athlete. She said that she could have run 2 events, but the coach was very meticulous in how he put her into event. He didn't double her until she reached the championship. So she like said, oh, this week she would do a relay 4x4. Next week she do a 4x1. She now run an individual event. If she run an individual event next week, she does a the one. So it depending on the institution that they go, what they're vying for, and what they hope to achieve. And as Nickisha said, they want to win. And they want the
And they send her
pints.
out, go run the 200.
That's why them put
I was
Brianna for win.
surprised when
They
you
for
said
run the
that. I was
200.
like, okay.
That's why Brianna run the 200. And if you look
Oh,
on
and
it,
I was just
was that
about
a
to ask you because me know say you not like touch upon the brain topic, but me I gonna ask you same way. Brain up in serious pain and go take up herself run at the 200 day. What are your thoughts?
I think I mentioned it, you know. If I were the coach, she would never go out on the track. The points are no points. Athletes well being. And oh we look on it, you know. We saw where the coach was doing a excellent job in terms of managing her, you know. And if you do that there so,
Brother, me say it
why
to you last week when you're sure.
in
Me
lose
telling us I want
stripes?
oblivious. Me telling us I'm oblivious to certain things what go on. Me say it to you last week when you show when you not big up the coach. Me say is that same coach and it's not necessarily a direct attack to him because I've seen it from multiple athletes for different colleges. But I said if you look at the system that he has those girls training under, why are they always injured? Aliyah Hobbs, right?
Yeah, I think yeah
Every
man, me did
5 seconds,
agree with you.
Aliyah
Me did
Hobbs is
agree with you.
injured. No, but me just I tell you, say I was eyeing it because let me tell you when it started to bother me from indoors, right? You remember what off that 200 bend,
Mm-hmm.
and something didn't sit right with my spirit from that particular moment. You know what I mean? And I kept, my mind kept flashing back to the year before. Favor Ophelia gets picking up injuries as well, and I just kept thinking to myself, getting the athletes to run fast is one thing, but how hard are we really pushing these bodies to the point where they're breaking down this much? You know what I mean? And I just noticed that for that group, they get injured quite frequently. You know what I mean? And if you look at most of the girls running for LSU, they all have straps. All have strap up all about the place.
Mm,
And if you think about the hurdler, what's she name? Alia Armstrong. Remember she did a
mm.
run and a blaze on the place, with Akira Nugent and Masai Roslino. And she picked up that injury and she hasn't been the same.
So again, these coaches get paid to win, and him start all the season, seemingly protecting Brianna and all of these things, and we see it. But what me understand is like a long time they not win. And in that interview I had earlier too, the individual said one of the things that is different from what they do in US is that they do a lot of weights training because you can fast, and if you now put in the strength in the gym or the weights room, your shell can't go manage it. So me, I start looking into it now. I wonder if that is some of the reasons why these people are getting hurt over LSU because
Oh, too much
they
weight.
now put in a weight work.
Or they're not putting it in. But didn't he
Mm-hmm.
say? that when Brianna got there last year, she wasn't strong enough and they had her put in the work, the same weights and
Mm-hmm.
everything that you're talking about off season,
But
so
you
that she
can
could be
put people
performing
in
this
the gym
year.
and them not do the work. Them can idle it out. That's the next thing.
Oh. No, no, the reason why I have a kickback on that because I could have sworn he said something along the lines of testing her to make sure that she was, handling the workload then to put it that way before she was ready for the season. So let's
Yeah,
say
yes.
if she put on
Them do
workload and she wasn't managing it, then we still wouldn't have seen her this year. That's
yeah,
pretty much
them
what
yeah,
I'm
them do
saying
so
to you.
yeah, them do some things that from what me hear, LSU have very good medical team. Can me do me look at research, Them have good medical team. Them have some whole of things that them use to ensure say the athlete. That's why sometimes Brianna with them not put her in an event because them based on the testing what them do, them realize say yo whatever. Right?
Yeah,
So
but still they have her running 4x1, 4x4, 200, 100.
exactly. And
Ah.
again, when it come on to the
In a
final
2 day
day
time,
or the
three
something
day
that
time span. Mm.
you see when it come on to the final day, it wicked at 3 days,
That's all the finals them
Yeah.
come on one day.
I believe then should have separate the 100 and the 200. They can't have it on the same day. 1 hour between. No, man, that's a wickedness. And when you go to the outdoor championship, when everybody combine, it worse,
I same thing. I same thing. All of the finals them come on the same day. And it's worse because they're faster people. So it's not like your conference
Exactly.
where not all of the fastest people are there. But
And
once you
as
get to the NCAA's, the best of the best are there.
best of the, and as I said earlier, the more vulnerable you become is when you're in top shape.
But remember, no,
And that's
I
why
think what
Brianna
happened
probably
is
was
because
vulnerable.
Brianna run the 4x1 before she run the 100 and the
The
200 meters.
100.
Remember, so the
And
first thing that comes up on the final day, the first thing is the 4x1. So something happened between the 4x1 because I watched that 4x1, right? And she handled herself well, right? I think she was matched up, if I'm not mistaken, probably against Jay. I want to see if I can pull it up
yeah, I think I see
and
Sears
see
run the
that.
first leg.
And I think Brianna run the first leg.
Yeah.
So I think that she was matched up against her, and I think that she handled herself well. In terms of pound for pound, both of them look even as far as I'm concerned, right? On that first leg. But something must have happened this because by the time she reached round a 100, a different Brianna we see leg in a one big old, what you call that, leg compressor. I don't know what that was. But I could still see the strappings. I don't know if she was hiding the strap. I don't know what was happening, but I could still see the straps underneath it. Because when she bent over holding her leg, you could still see the purple
No,
tapes.
but the first day she run the 100. The first day she run the 100, she was in she had
No,
issues.
No, I saw her holding and from she was
Yeah.
doing all of the runs, the 200-meter runs. So you saw her taking off the tape and holding her leg and slapping it and doing all sorts of things, right? But I'm saying, even up until that point, she was still executing properly. You understand what I'm saying? Something happened in that relay. It's so funny because the last time Brianna do one race against in a run relay, it was a relay too, right? And it was against the senior, the professional athletes. What was from the club? That was the same day that when she went back to the 200 meters, she was a shadow of herself. You remember the 200 meter that was she lose?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, she did run a 4x1 earlier the same day, right? And I just remember coming off the back of that, and I remember looking at her, and she was matching up against Ali. As a matter of fact, she beat Alia Hobbs. Cause Alia Hobbs she won against. I mean, I said, yo, then she did run the 100 meters. She won, so Alia Hobbs, you know what I mean? But by the time she got around to the two, it was a shadow of Brianna we saw around there. You know what I mean? So I don't know if it's something that has been persisting, but I don't even know how I feel about her, potentially going to regionals one, because you still have to go regionals, go qualify, and then heading off to the NCAA championships if she's not 100%. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't think I'll be able to watch that with a smiling face.
Yeah. Well, let's see what they can do. I want to know if why Nolan say if me did them would make sure run. Yo, if me are the head coach, she didn't have to run the 100 the 4x1 to begin with. Me have to find one next girl for putting at the 4x1 because you see the fact is that how the thing set up, Fabian, LSU would not have won the 4x1.
Mm-hmm.
So it wouldn't
Tennessee
make
are the
It was
sense
team
to
for
strong.
beat.
her.
So why would
Mm.
you risk her putting her in the 4x1? You get what me I say? So would I take her from the 4x1 and concentrate on the other events them? Because you
No, but
can't
even
win the
somebody pointed out
4x1.
to me and said she never have to run the 200 meter because LSU had enough points to win. So I never
Mm-hmm.
know.
So she never have to run the 200. She never have to run the 4x1 because whoever them are using the 4x1, LSU would never win the 4x1 based on the other team them out there. LSU now going win the 4x1. But so the thing set, man, then send it. Well, man, then give them money for scholarship. You gotta run back
Mm-hmm.
everything,
Gotta run.
every red
Gotta run.
cent.
Gotta run. Gotta
Mm.
run.
But let us see
Gotta run.
how they can get her ready. If not, she probably have to see the Olympic goodbye this season.
Boy, I mean, I tell you, say, you said that 1090 one day. I want to say that 1090 one day. I
But
don't
if
know,
you
say that
can run
10-7 was coming.
1091 per half a foot.
You know, say that 10-7 they did not come. Not true. Me say me want to sit down. It's like how Fabian sit down and puff up him chest right now about Julian Ford. Me say me want to come on screen, come puff up my chest, you see?
Brianna has time. She's young. Give her time.
It was all no. It's not about time. It's about clearly because she has time to get this done. I mean, like what she's capable of this season. You know, when we talk about a 10-7, the people say no, it took me I think too while. No, but a 10-7 was very much capable. That 1091,
So, team, you go bust code secret
yo,
in your T.
Well, hold on, no
hmm?
bust it yet. Let me read that comment first before you bust it. Hey, six boss, you're right, pana one day. Sometimes at least them choose to run. You will talk to them and say, yo, me I go pull you, and then say, no, me alright. I can vouch for that. That is absolutely true. You will say, yo, we are gonna make you sit out. Even if you say it using psychology, and then say they want to run, that means that whatever them a feel, it no 100%. Not to say that is the case with Brianna, but I have had experience with that for real. Pitney said, yo, my foot a tear off. And when then go, you see record and you say, then Pitney just say, whatever I can run. And you see I go pull the Pitney and say, alright, me run, sir. When you take a stock, record. So I know of those experiences. So yeah, you're right,
Yeah,
six
but
bars. Can't really blame the
uh,
coach in all cases, but me now go say that is the case with
uh,
Brianna.
uh,
Fabian, what kind of secret you got, boss? If
I
if
think
a secret you wouldn't know.
me a bust code secret. T, who is coach favorite athlete? I think everybody know.
for Shelly.
Who is Shelly? But on a don't know coach second favorite athlete,
How you mean? Me just say it a while ago, Brianna.
Brianna, I coach second favorite athlete.
I no secret that
Me just say it
Fabian.
a while ago. That is why me say him not go want to talk pon it because me know say I'm little favorite. So him no want to talk pon her. But you see,
Nah,
when it comes to
No
nah,
man,
certain
me,
things,
me
when it
have
comes
me
to
we
it's like
have
certain things,
discussion man. Me
talk
we
about
talk
Shelly.
when
man.
it
But
comes to
It's
when it
like a
comes to
coach not talk about
commentary,
Shelly coach, now go talk about Brianna.
even topics we have to discuss. You know
so
what I
hold
mean?
on. Me never talk about Shelly yet.
No, no. Coach not
I see
talk
you talk
certain
about
things.
Shelly. You talk about Shelly. Other than to
Coach
say
Shelly
Shelly is the
not gonna
goat,
talk
you
certain
know
things
him
about
say
Brianna.
nothing.
So why Mood want to
Nah,
talk about Shelly? That don't make no sense.
Are you over tell we that
That
team
don't
if you
make
make
no
this
sense to
public?
me. Eh? It don't make no sense. Why Mood want to talk about Shelly? Shelly are the boss.
Or you want me to crop the video? Okay, sure, I can crop it. No problem.
oh
Tanisa,
no.
big up yourself. That is no secret for real, yeah. Fabian I come with like him have a hypotheses.
Oh yes, I want to know. All they say is that
Your,
Brian is
fa-
his favorite,
your,
him
your,
second
your,
favorite,
fa-
and what?
your favorite sprinter go come on racers invitation that
Who that? No, sir. That
African
me, me not have no favorite male athlete right now.
sure.
Yeah, man.
Alright,
How
me
many
go.
are an athlete, brother? That man is a linebacker, man. Me not tell you already, man.
A
What do
coach
you think
favorite
about the
athlete that
missing
in Omani
Jamaican
Ala.
athletes in action?
Hey, Nolan, watch it,
What do you think
Yo,
about the
let's
missing
start talk
Jamaican
about
athletes
Shelly
in
for man. I
action?
want to know, man.
What do you think about the missing Jamaican athletes in action?
Missing?
Like who?
Mm-hmm.
Who missing?
Everybody.
Like
Like,
who?
tell we
Everybody.
now.
Call name.
Who?
Whatever people we not see.
Tell we the
Whatever
call
people we
name,
not see.
man.
We not see Shelly, we not see Iliad, we not see Broadbell, we not see Shericka, we not see whatever people we not see. Wagwan. I wanna coach, you know, you have a little secret source. We wanna think better than my source. So tell me Wagwan.
Me not have no stores.
Yeah, me talk
Me
about
hear some
elite.
things that go on when I elite, you know. Me hear some things that go on when I elite, you know. Some major things that go on when I elite, you know.
A
But me
Alright.
not
Fabian,
really
I
talk
man if
about
it
it
asks about
publicly.
elite, man. A theme
You
club,
see
you
me?
know.
So
Fabian, tell me
know
what
what is
going
going
on at
on.
elite there.
Alright. So you see at elite, the boss run at elite said that they'll be ready. And whenever they touch the track, they'll be ready. So trust the boss. Remember it 2 seasons ago, it only takes Shelly one race to run 10-6.
That me say,
So the boss knows
but we
exactly what
still
he's
want
doing.
to.
Big
Why we
engine.
haven't seen Rashid Broadbell? Why is he MIA?
Hello, you see. Big engine, a big engine. Them no need for warm up. Big engine, a big
Me hear
engine.
say Rashid Broadbell delete him Instagram. What is going on?
Big engine, a big engine. Them no
When
need for
people when people when people delete them account and them thing there,
lock them
what?
all lock in, you know.
No, what do you think I come?
I don't think him delete it, you know. I think there's a way to private it, you know.
Him
And
just
then nobody can
deactivate
kind
it,
to
man.
right
All
deactivate
no
it.
sister, I know him alone do it. Shericka do it too. Look how long Shericka do it.
Antonio Watson did do it one time too.
Yeah, I know nothing new. Yo, I want him to hear. Me not ask if I call nobody. That idiot phone. Yo, what me I say? When you say entertainers, or they say them are not entertainer according to Buju, them are artists. Delete stuff off of them page and them something there and Spice pull off whole heap of things and what come
I'm gonna
after?
come with some Spice
Alright.
come with our bleaching.
I say me not say nothing more. Me done talk.
Spice come with a bleaching pill and not show everybody and the people them believe that Spice white out in a one day. No
As me
sir.
say, they'll be fine. The elite athletes, they'll be ready, and you will see them.
And something I pointed out for Kishane is that I reminded everyone that people didn't see, even though I hear that there's a run that he did before that at trials, but people never really see Kishane until trials. Right?
No
So
man, Kishian
trials
run
Kishane
before
turn.
trials, man.
No, I know that. I keep hearing, but it's not registered. It's not on IWF anywhere. Or World Athletics is not on World Athletics, right? So I can't speak to that run that's not registered anywhere, right? But I'm saying that he turned up at trials, right? So
Mm-hmm.
with that said, I don't think we have to worry too much about it because Frano is gonna have him ready for trials. Even though I did want to see him, you know, I still want to see the big engine. I want to get my bearings right for Jamaica and with medal prospects. We just have to go wait until trials for real. You know what I mean? But I'm expecting to see quite a few of the athletes come up between now and the enemy still.
Some run I go on. Some run I go on.
Why you look here, you know something don't come on my show and behave like that, sir.
Hey,
No man, I think me start think because Rocky
them
Hill
soon come out,
go
man.
talk, but me no know what is a linebacker.
Them soon come out.
Whatever him be.
Julian. So
I
Walcott
don't
sent out
accept
Julian, and Julian
I don't
show up
accept
in 10
secrecy on my
shape.
show.
So,
You see, let me
so
tell you something.
Why you
This
all
show is
T?
going to be renamed where the secrets are exposed. So don't come over here with any
What
secret,
kind of
secret self.
secret? Me I go
I
answer a
don't want
question
none
as
of
me
us
look
over
as
here
me
with any
look up.
secret, secret
Me
self.
see Rocky Hill tell
You
me
want
say me no
you
know
want
what is a
Fabian have this little
linebacker.
silent smirking thing I go on phone. What is that?
Me have a
if you ever know
silent
what me a
smirk.
smile, me not think you want to know what me a smile about or me a smirk about.
Tell her man she want know.
Me not think, me not,
Exactly.
Me never did a look on Fabian, so me not see where me not see him smile.
me not want to get banned.
TSC wants to join the panel. All right, hold on there. I've never spoken to TSC exclusive, so welcome to the party. Um, copy.
Listen, this when I read
Hmm.
some comments and then I look, me can only smile and shake me
I
head.
don't know why you read saying because I might chuck them in them, you know, or forget to them, you know. What I'm saying in
This-
the comments.
So comments I'm read, I'm just smile and shake me head. I
What
wish
are
not
they
to
saying in the
say.
comments?
I wish not to say. Them know me I
Coach
talk
and
about
T
I
sitting in a tree.
smile
And
and
that
I
they mean
think
in the comment section I said Coach and T sitting in a tree. I want to catch you, you're damn right. That is what they were doing.
Yeah man, me no say him got me. I must say wide receiver, me fi say I'm go say linebacker.
Oh,
Whatever it is. That full game there.
TSC says he's
Where I
at
make
work.
all per
Or
money.
TSC, are you he or she? Come me there, sit down and say he and she. Got me lost.
Notice me I stay away from the comment section.
You know, stay
yeah,
away from the comment section.
don't go
You're
in
too
there.
lie.
I wouldn't advise us to go
You're
in there.
too lie.
Me scan and skim.
You're too lie. TSC is a he. Okay, sir. Thank you. All right. Next time when you're
Yeah.
not at work, you can join us, sir. We'd love to have you on up as part of the panel. Hear your thoughts on track and field and your perspective. Don't mind if I talk over you every now and then, like I do to Coach and Fabian. It is what it is. All right, so guys, we've been on for 3 hours plus, and this was supposed to be a short show because I have a flu or a cold or a fever or what it is, whatever happens when I go amongst people, because I don't do that frequently. So, yeah, um, we're gonna go now. So thank you so very much for coming, Fabian. On the come on, my show done. Unfortunately,
No, I had a meeting, so I
wanna
had an online meeting, so
wanna
that's why.
watch the show, the interview with Justin Gatlin and Omeniala when they talking about Jamaica and fans at stadium. I think he will compete at the races Grand Prix. No, I did not watch that one. I see them sometimes, but not all the time. Um, I think Justin is in two places sometimes with the things he says, which kind of confuses me sometimes. Um, there's one video that I want to watch where he was talking about something recently about what? Something about the reason he lost or you saying about stole the race or something. I never remember what he was saying, child. I think that's in the thumbnail. I think I want to go back and watch that one because that thumbnail piqued my interest. Listen, the thumbnail has to pique my interest for me to watch. If it's not piquing my interest, and if you're not coaches Dex or Fabian doesn't post anything for me to see, so Fabian is not part of the just automatic watch list.
I'm a retired YouTuber.
Hmm?
I'm a retired YouTuber. I am now a full-time coach.
You should have boxed me.
Are you T? I'm inviting you to the stadium Monday to Wednesday. Come watch some primary school action.
Fabian, I completely forgot about primary school champs. I completely forgot. It's when I saw you, I remembered about it.
Yeah, man.
As it was
Monday to
going on
Wednesday,
during
you need to
the
be there.
during the time when I was at the stadium. Look here, me now go up on the road. You know, see me go up on the road and get sick in a 5 seconds.
I
The
look up
road
in them money now. If in look up in them now, gonna make us sick.
and the little bit them, I don't want them always have snot.
I'm not gonna make us sick. I'll be there in the hot sun, trying
Oh my gosh.
trying not to embarrass myself.
All right, guys. So that is it. We'll be going now. Thank you so very much for joining. Remember to hit the like on your way out. I'll catch you guys on Monday. Again, every Monday now. And Wednesdays is when we're doing a show because there's too much to unpack and we're not doing it in one show. So we're gonna do what has happened, sorry, on Monday and then what is to come on Wednesday. So that's pretty much what we're gonna be doing going forward. So yeah, join us then. Well, at least join me then. And if Coach and Fabian want to show up, then sure.
People look out for the video tomorrow with the Olympian.
Oh
One
yes, and
special
coach, there's a
one
big, big,
special part
there's
in
a
there
big,
for
big
tea, you
job
know.
to cut for it. What special parties in there for tea? Did
Yeah,
you make
man.
mention of me in your video?
No.
Then why is it a special part for tea?
Come, I know the part that you want to hear about really is what
Me
go
can't
on in
snip it
that
and put it on my channel. Me
what go
can't
on in
snip it
that
and put it on my
camp.
channel. Me can't snip it and put it on my channel.
Of course.
I'm joking.
What go
Guys,
on in
a
that
big video is
camp.
coming for Coaches Dex tomorrow. Yeah. I'm gonna be listening eager. Cause you know me and them related, right? When me hear them related, my ears go so me turning a elf. But I have really tiny ears, guys, so you can't even see it. But yeah, my ears I'm turning in a dwarf ears when me hear nothing them related. So I'll be watching, to hear exactly what's going on. Somebody link me. So it's one of the I'm not gonna make mention of anything here clearly, but somebody link me. I will be surprised if you know who link me. And tell me, say them I go give me some inside info. I nearly drop down. But yes, guys. So me want to know what is going on in these relays. Me need to know what is up with Jamaica. I swear to you. Um, Oral Tracy hears or ears. Yeah, look here, my delicate, nice, cute, feminine features. You want to tell me about Oral Tracy? Look here, Keisha. Not today. Not today. I'll talk to you all on Monday. And oh yeah, Diamond League is when no, we'll probably be doing the LA Grand Prix. LA Grand Prix is what, Friday?
Saturday.
Then we'll probably be doing the Adidas one as well. So those are all lives. Doha is gonna be alive. Not Doha. Why do I keep saying Doha? Rabat is gonna be alive as well. So look out for those lives. But until then, guys, we'll catch you in the next one. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Hit the like before you go. Bye, bye, bye. And look forward to coach's video tomorrow as well. Later.